to?
Hi!
Hi!
I have a banana.
Wait, this color doesn't belong here?
I have a banana.
I don't have a banana.
I am peeling my banana
I have no banana.
in a very sensual manner.
Wait, whoa. Don't you eat that banana on stream.
Wow. There's a meme video thing that says, it's a guy saying, hey, we've gone over this. There is definitely a way you can eat a banana and not have it be weird.
You take part of the banana off then.
What? You just chomp down on it. And don't make eye contact.
You just did both of those things.
Hi!
This one's just for you, Jason.
Jen's not paying attention to us. She's done with us.
I'm trying to do this post that I need to do.
You're not paying attention to us. There is 100% perfect humor happening right now. That's a
I'm killing Jason slowly.
Punisher's like, the what did I just walk into? What did I just walk into?
Oh, it's so good.
I'm eating a banana.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. Good morning.
Okay, I'm ready now.
Automaton, wrong show.
Screen description is not wrong. Did I not hit done?
Maybe?
Thought I hit done.
It was typed. I looked at it. I was like, it is not the 30th yet.
You people.
Look at you guys just trying to mess with Jen.
Huh?
That's mean.
Who is?
Wad,
I'm not in the mood for it
and-
today, so
Huh?
just be prepared.
You're not what?
I'm not in the mood for people to mess with me today.
Her day started with her being angry.
Oh.
Because the
angry.
dog made her wake up 20 minutes early.
Cranky. I woke up a little cranky.
At the
I woke
dog.
up 20 minutes too early.
And then she set off the fire alarm because we have the stupidest
Set off
fire
the
alarm
fire
on the planet.
alarm.
And I come in there and I go,
Nothing was
woman,
on
would you please
fire.
stop trying to burn down the house? And she was like, I woke up cranky and I am not in the mood for this fire alarm.
Not in the mood for any of it today.
That's funny.
Oh.
I guess I didn't. That's my day. Because I typed in the new title and apparently I didn't click done. But I did it now. So it's done.
What's up, Mo?
What up, everyone? We got the Mo. We got the not Mo.
I moved on from my banana and I now have a chewy oatmeal thing.
Chewy oatmeal thing.
Yeah.
What a wonderful description.
Yeah. That's very good.
Moving some of this stuff out of my way. Oop.
How is everybody's week ending? Is it a good Friday?
So far, it's a very fast Friday.
Granola bar, that's what, yeah.
I don't know about you, but I feel like today's already disappeared from. It started and then it ended.
So I gotta be honest with you.
Starting to end.
At 10:40, I looked at the clock thinking it had to be after 3 p.m. My brain was at that point
Yeah, we were like, it's afternoon.
where I said it has to be close to the end of the day. And then when I looked at the clock, it all rushed back instantaneously. Like, we haven't even done the stream yet.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been lunchtime yet.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing.
Every time.
Does he adjust it?
Well, no, it's like when you like when someone drives your car and they get in and they change the seat and the mirrors. Gabe's taller than me, so when he has it at my spot, it probably hits him like right here.
Well, it's in on a secret. Me and her, we live together, and every now and then we swap cars. One of us messes up the mirrors.
I was not complaining about any of this, and I was not ever saying that I didn't do the same thing when I get into someone's car. I said, you know how like when you get in someone else's car, or when someone drives your car and they changed everything? I do that because I'm about safety.
Because you got to drive the car.
And I need to see. So I'm going to adjust the mirror. And
I
I'm
throw
gonna make
safety out the
sure
window
can
when I
reach
drive Jen's
the
car.
steering wheel.
And just realize I don't have a rear view mirror. Because I don't want to have to reset it. Because I don't know where to put it when it's over. It's always been a problem for me when I borrow people's cars. I'm crazy about changing stuff.
Yeah.
So I've driven people's cars with the seat all wrong, you know, because I don't know where to put it back. So I feel like anything I'm going to do is
That's
wrong.
their job.
So I just leave it alone.
That's their job to get it in the right spot for them. Every driver. This is like one of the first things you learn in driver's ed.
So
First thing you do is you get in, you adjust your seat, you adjust your mirrors. That's the very first thing that you should do when you get in the car.
Jen, you won't get as much of a kick out of this as Jason will, because
Okay.
you've not met this person before. But I used to drive my grandmother's car all the time when I lived with her.
Oh my God.
And she would get into her car, and she'd be like this.
His grandmother's tiny. I can just imagine.
She like literally comes up to here on me.
She didn't have a pillow that she would sit on in the car?
Like a phone
No,
book.
no, she would just literally have it like jacked all the way to the top of as far up and forward as you could.
How did she reach the pedals?
That's a great question.
Like platform shoes?
I don't know. I got nothing. But she's small. She's a tiny lady.
Your wife and I have over a foot of height difference, so the mirror and seat adjustments are very real.
Well, and here's the thing. Jason's car is fancy, and it has settings that you can program.
They don't work.
If he...
They don't work.
Well,
I
you
followed
gotta
the
set 'em.
instructions and programmed to my seat and everything, and it doesn't work. When I hit the button, it doesn't do anything.
Take that car back and you tell them that that part doesn't work, and we pay for that.
My car is broken.
This is unacceptable. My car does not
They
work.
will correct it. Tell them it's an important feature, because you have a person who drives your car sometimes and changes stuff for you.
Gabe says you do have the power to make the day end quicker. Well, don't try to... No, mister, I'm not staying to play with us tonight.
Yeah, Mr. I'm not playing to stay with us tonight. I am staying to play with us tonight, by the way.
Well,
I'm
you
playing to
guys
stay with us, too.
Are just better people than me, then.
What's that?
I'm concerned about my own personal safety and ability to drive appropriately, so
Jen, if it makes you feel any better, I adjust people's mirrors.
it
and
does
stuff.
make me feel better.
Well, Tim's
Thank you,
lying.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Tim's lying because he
That's
also
part of the
said he
reason why I
cleans his
told that
airbrush
joke.
all the time yesterday, and then he showed that Photoshop picture of a clean, brand new airbrush that obviously has never been used.
Oh, 100%. He just has a second one that he keeps for when he takes photos.
Yeah.
So that way he doesn't have to Photoshop it all the time.
Yeah, it's like a body double.
Yeah, it's like a double. Yeah. It's like, this is my clean airbrush that I never use.
Maverick, what's going on? Thanks for the magical brush restock. We were very nice. We didn't announce it to the world this time around. We only told you guys. Honest to God.
And we still
guess
have
what? We still have
And we
some.
still have brushes because we didn't do a
Because
big
of that.
announcement.
And we're all still mostly sane.
I love how it's finally, the week is finally ending. I hope that the end of the week brings you some
Some joy.
much needed rest and joy.
Fridays are always joyful. Wonderful days. Times to enjoy weird things with friends.
This kind of positivity. You don't need this kind of positivity in your life, Chad.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely.
You don't need this kind of positivity.
What's up,
in your
Yar?
life.
It's Tony. 32
No,
months.
We still have brushes because we didn't do a big email blast. We just, we did a post on social media. We did the emails to people who signed up for the restock alerts.
Yeah.
We wanted them to have a shot to actually get them. And we didn't get a restock, or we didn't do a full restock. We only did restock of certain sizes. So we'll still have some when we restock the rest of the set sizes. So that'll be good.
Yard, so he says 32. That seems like a lot. That's a lot more than 10. Or 15. Or even like 20. Once you start getting to like 21 or 22, 32 is not that much more.
You can technically all you want. I need mirrors when I drive.
Mirrors are important.
I think so too. I don't want to be on the same road as Mo. Because he says you don't need them.
That's pretty funny.
Need mirrors. Only wimps need mirrors.
Wimps and people who like being alive.
Jordan, Gabe wants to know why you're not painting a troll right now.
Because I have time to paint the troll, and I'm gonna do this. So, ha! Gabe.
Bramage, hello.
Who was asking?
Gabe. I gotta paint this troll.
Why is Gabe mean?
This is Gabe.
Why is Gabe so mean?
Because he's not in here, and he doesn't have the Jabe title right now. Because I took it from him. Because he's been being mean. And he no longer deserves the Jabe title. Unless he's in here, in which case he must have the Jabe title.
You lost me.
I steal the Jabe title away from him whenever he's not in this room.
Okay.
He doesn't get to be Jabe. He
does not get to
He
be
has to
Jabe.
be Gabe.
He has to be Gabe.
Gabe. I'm sure he loves us for that one.
Wait, are you redoing this?
I am.
Why?
Because I want it to match my other one.
Oh.
Because he's Jordan.
Well, I really like that bronze.
Jordan.
I think the bronze is really cool.
Jordan is incapable of painting a model only one time.
I have seen Jordan repaint models more than anyone else, I think.
I do repaint models a lot. It's because I'm indecisive.
Gabe said he's been called worse.
He's been called worse?
He says he's been called worse. I can't imagine.
Oh, that's true. I called him Phil once.
Well, I mean, Gabe is not a terrible name to be called, but I can't imagine anyone calling like Gabe a bad name.
I called him Phil once. I feel very bad for it.
Yeah. Sorry, Phil, if you're listening.
I can't tell if that's a step up or a step down.
Yes.
It depends on the day.
Yes.
New Guy Phillip, who will always and forever be New Guy Phillip, even though his two-year anniversary is tomorrow. And we've got like 12 people who are newer than him.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Man, you want to hear something real weird too? Come mid-November, we will have been talking about me coming here for a year.
I deny this. I deny this witchcraft.
We monitor that pretty closely. But yeah, we do know that there are a couple of our products on eBay at the moment. We're working through that. But we do check that and make sure that there's not a whole lot going on there with Monument Hobbies products.
Hey, Gabe. Is Gabe still here?
All right, we definitely need to end the driving without proper vision, etc. conversation. This is giving me anxiety here. Gabe says yes.
Can you bring the other one of these in so I can match the color for its skin?
Tell him no, Gabe. Hold out for a better deal.
I'll let you be called Jabe for a couple of seconds.
Tell him no, Gabe. Tell him, hi, my name is Gabe, and I'm holding out for a better deal.
Says he has it hostage.
I'll play your card game with you.
Gabe, you know he's going to do that anyway.
That's probably true.
That's not really a
To be fair, that's probably true.
that's not really a bonus.
Hi, Jabe.
What do I get out of this, huh?
Well, I called you
Exactly.
What do I get?
You got, Gabe, you're a pushover.
Jabe. No. His name is
Total
Jabe.
pushover.
His
Oh,
name is
Irish
Jabe.
Rock said, Gabe, Irish Rock said you should charge him $5 for shipping.
Yeah.
$5.
Hand delivery.
There you go.
Look at- This is a big old piece.
He
of-
pays more than that for DoorDash.
Yeah.
This guy.
Actually, no. I did the math this morning.
Oh, don't even tell me, because DoorDash saps your soul.
It's $4.
Don't tell me. Okay, there you go.
It's $4.
$4 for
The difference between Starbucks
going and picking
going
it up.
and delivering is $4.
That's a lot when your coffee is only like $5, Jordan.
He said he was bad at math. I don't want to have to bring it up live on stream, but
You're
that's
not
bad
wrong.
at math.
It's okay.
You're not wrong.
Automaton said we need a Jason Jabe takeover stream, and then we can call them Jabeson.
I know where you live.
And Matematic, on the topic of repaints, is stripping the model worth doing rather than painting over it? Well, that seems like an extra step. But I think sometimes you have to, right?
I mean,
Very rarely.
eBay rescues where people have used, like, you know, barbecue paint to prime it with or
Yeah.
something. And
I
if you can take a look at the model and see a loss of detail, then definitely stripping could be a thing. But on a normal circumstance, you know, if you painted it, unless you painted it when you were, like, you know, years younger, I think most times you can get away with just a repaint.
Yeah.
And that, Jordan, that one you painted had metallic paint on it, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, so, I mean, I just feel like metallic
prime
is a
over.
little bit, like, heavier maybe, and,
It's not too bad.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is, like, you didn't have a problem painting.
Oh no
painting
no
over
no
it.
no no
Yeah.
yeah. So like Jason said, like if you have situations where you need to, like, okay, so a great example is my Gene Stealer Colts models. I got those from somebody else.
Uh-huh.
They used some GW primer while it was hot outside. And
like
it-
bed liner.
Yeah, and it dried really gritty on the model.
Yeah.
So I have to take a whole bunch of green stuff and
Yeah.
or,
Soak 'em.
or some sort of stripping
Mm-hmm.
material and put it in there to get rid of that. I noticed that when I was painting them on stream.
Hey, I know a store where you can buy stripping material. You got it. Got him.
Is
You're
it
very-
Nickel City, baby?
Nickel City, baby.
You know that store intimately.
What is that place that we always pass down by the 44th Street
Oh.
or whatever it is?
Oh.
It's the stripper clothes place. It's on the south side. It's like by Cane's. Do I have the right area?
Well, there's like a Fascinations.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It looks like stripper
Like by the
clothes
Home
place.
Depot?
Huh?
By the Home Depot?
No, it's like down by 44th place.
Well, that's
44th.
the Sugar 44 strip club. Is
No,
what you're
it's on
thinking.
south side. It's where Sugar 44 people buy their clothes.
Well, they buy it at Nickel City, baby.
Is that the one that's on
That's
the
the one
north
on
side?
28th
like
and
30,
Thomas. Yeah,
30th
like
Street or whatever?
Like by the
That
old
has
house.
the things out
The
front.
mannequins out in the front, where they
boy.
have like 5 mannequins out in the front with the craziest outfits.
Like
on.
literally, those outfits are out of this world.
And every
That's
time we
hilarious.
drive by, I'm like, ooh, I want that.
Yeah, but
Oh
I
my
believe
gosh.
that right next to Cane's is the stripper clothes place.
Oh. There are a couple others in that area. Like
Chicken
there's
strips
one,
and stripper
there's
clothes,
one
all in
by,
one convenient
Home Depot.
location.
Gabe knows Sugar 44.
Gabe,
Don't-
we have a conversation.
Don't sweat. So they get Sugar 44 is the strip club with the marquee that has the funny sayings on it. Like come on in and say hi to Cinnamon. And then one day though, the best one was don't sweat the petty stuff.
Pet the sweaty stuff.
And yeah,
Oh
pet,
my
pet
God.
the sweaty stuff. Don't sweat the petty stuff. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't sweat the petty things.
It was
Pet the
fantastic.
sweaty things.
Chicken strippers. That is really. I mean, honestly, who has not made why has someone not made that?
The other one was they
Chicken
had one that was like,
strippers.
no, her real name isn't Diamond or whatever
yeah.
it was, you know?
That's funny. That's really good.
This is a genius idea. Watamaton, I think you should have the right to open this place. Like, you need to make this business happen. Chicken strippers.
chicken strippers.
Yeah.
Oh, like the
The
bikini
strip
beans.
club where they sell chicken strips, and that's all that's on the menu.
That's,
It'd be like
strips
bikini
and lap
beans except
dances.
for with chicken strips.
I like it. It's a genius idea.
that's too good.
Well, we
Young
lost a
Jen.
viewer today because Jen made him a millionaire. Great.
Young Jabe was adamant that Sugar 44 and the candy shop actually sold candy. They were candy
That's
stores.
hilarious.
I love
And
that.
not
I love that.
Super unsurprising.
How did that parental discussion go? How did your parents explain to you that no, it's not because we don't love you?
We'll go get candy there some other time when you turn 18.
Yeah, Dad winks at
Yeah.
you. That comes later. Gabe's dad's a preacher. I don't think that happened.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
No,
That's the
something
best part.
tells me that Gabe's dad probably never said, "I'll take you there when you get older, son."
That's true. If you allow some loose liberties with how you define candy, then sure.
Oh my gosh.
They kind of do have candy in there. Except Candy is the stripper.
Not a real name.
Booger Sugar is something totally different, Lumberjack.
Oh my god. What a good Friday, everybody.
Oh my God.
We're having
My
conversations
mood
about
has
strippers and
changed
booger sugar.
tremendously. For the better. Thank you all.
Jen was in a sour mood. Now she's back to normal.
24 minutes. That's all it took. I love it.
Jen's
Welcome
like-
to chat.
All it takes 24 minutes.
They
You know
to
what?
chat.
You know what?
They
It's
probably
funny.
have Booger Sugar in the back room at the chicken strippers.
Hey, you never know. They might.
Dude, if you open chicken strippers and you don't have booger sugar as like some sort of topping that you put on it, you know,
Oh,
that's
I know.
hilarious.
No,
by
no,
the
no.
way.
So
And I just need to before you go further.
Yeah.
I just need to say that this is the effect that streaming has for us. Like we hope that you guys get as much pleasure hanging with us that we do hanging with you, because it is the ability to just take a day and stand it on its head hanging out with chat.
all right, I got this menu item.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's so
You
exciting.
get your basket of chicken strippers. Okay. And then for dessert, you get
Are we gonna get canceled?
no.
Okay.
No, it's good.
Okay.
I don't know what what this other thing is called, but there's a great name out there for it somewhere in the ether.
Chat will
It's-
know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's you know those really light like fried dough balls?
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Okay.
Hush puppies?
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
With a glaze and booger sugar topping.
Oh, it's
So-
the dessert thing. It's like
Yeah,
the
it's the
powdered
dessert.
sugar on like they
Yeah.
do.
It's like the
Yeah.
powdered
Yeah.
sugar icing glaze.
Yeah.
Like they'll do the
That's
thing at
called
the
booger
fair
sugar.
where they drop the dough into the fryer and make the.
Oh, funnel
The fu-
cakes.
Funnel cake.
You could do it as a funnel cake too, but I'm thinking about like if you've ever been to like ATL, they have the like little fried dough balls that are like they're just like little
Hush puppies.
yeah, basically.
I mean, hush puppies are like cornmeal, but.
Yeah, but it's just like bread.
Jamie Daggers, thank you for the raid. What? We're talking about weird
Jamie
stuff
Daggers.
right now. Sorry.
Hello. Hi.
Did we also get Whittle Goblin?
Oh, did we? Too?
I see Whittle Wade.
Whittle Wade from Whittle Goblin.
Hold on.
Jamie, what's happening?
How do you do host
Whittle
stream?
Goblin.
We did. We got two right at the same
Oh
time.
my
Little Goblin,
goodness.
thank you.
Dos Rados.
Little
Dos
Goblin was
Raiderinos.
first, and then Jamie Daggers. Thank you.
We're talking about
How-
our new welcome raiders. We're talking about our new restaurant
Double
venture
raid.
called Chicken Strippers.
It's chicken strippers.
Chicken Strippers.
Oh, they
handle it.
were streaming together, so it's a double rate.
Oh, cool.
They heard about the chicken strippers. And couldn't
Oh my
stay
god!
away.
And Chicken Strippers has to have crab cakes as a special.
Wait, they heard about it?
Oh. No, I think. I
Oh,
think
no,
that was
okay.
just-
welcome raiders.
I was like, that's
Oh,
hilarious.
it's Friday. It is Friday. If you needed some decompression time, we got you. We got you.
Only
Jen.
ridiculous conversations to be had here.
Tremendously ridiculous conversations on Friday, and we're only this far in. So buckle up,
27
Buttercup. It only gets worse from here. They heard about chicken strippers and couldn't stay away. I'm telling you, man, Watt he's a genius. He's a genius.
Come with tartar sauce.
Do the crab cakes come with tartar sauce? Oh no!
I don't
Stop
think I've
it. This is
ever
a
had
family
crab cake
show.
before.
No, too far.
This is a family show.
Is this a family show? We're
JJ
talking
says
about
I'll just
chicken
put myself in the
strippers.
corner.
Pork buns.
I hope everybody has had a wonderful week and that the week ending you're sliding in head first, ready to take those experience points and level up because you've made it another one. Another one. Your disappointment when you went to Hooters and found out they don't serve owl on the menu.
Probably the
very
same
dark.
as Jabe's disappointment when he found out that Sugar 44 is not a candy store.
Yeah, what led us here is that Jabe Gabe, our resident graphical marketing genius, said that young Gabe thought that Sugar 44 was a candy store. And so we started thinking
Sugar 44.
about what that conversation must have been like for his parents.
For the
Because-
record,
It
it
started
is not a
before
candy
that.
store.
It started before that because we were talking about stripper clothes.
I don't know how we got on that one
I
either.
don't know.
Uh,
Stripping models.
Sometimes you just
We're
trip into
weird.
these conversations.
How did we get here? Because we
I
were
don't
talking
know how
about-
we got here.
About stripping models, maybe.
Oh, it was,
Oh,
yeah, we were
that's
stripping
exactly what it
models.
was. Yeah.
Somebody asked you to strip your models. Oh, and you said you could get some stripper,
Oh yeah, you said you
Accessories.
could get stripper.
and I said, I know where you can buy a stripper.
Yes.
You said, this has been the Full Circle
And
with
then it
Jason
was-
and Jordan.
And then it was
Welcome.
Nickel City. And
Ta-da!
then it was Sugar
I was just
44.
talking about how I needed to get some Simple Green.
Ta-da! You never said that.
Somebody likes
You said
us.
stripper material.
Because I couldn't remember the name.
And I told you I know a store where you can get that.
Yeah, well,
Yep,
You
stripper
are the one
models
who
and the
ate
stripper
edible-
clothes
And
near
then
the
you came up
canes.
with a
Thank you,
dessert
Wad.
that has booger sugar on it. Something-
No, that was Lumberjack Tim. That's Lumberjack
I was
Tim's
talking
fault.
about powdered sugar, okay? One of these things, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Punisher said, I have no idea how I got here, but it's too late to leave now. That is true.
Matomatic, it is fun to go back and track where the
Yeah.
tangent started.
Yeah.
Like, go back to the source, and then you can point a finger at, this is your
How
fault.
the heck did we get
It
here?
usually is me. It's usually this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought us.
My
to a
brain
stripper
is my
conversation.
brain would not be a good like train track guy.
Well,
I would
honestly,
derail
though,
everybody.
Everything that happens in this building can always go back to blaming you because none of us would be here without you doing this. It's
Well,
all
but that
your
doesn't
fault.
work with the whole blame you because you let me do it thing.
No,
So it
you
really
did
goes back to you.
But you're older than me,
You're older than me.
so you did it first.
That is some logic you can't deny, huh?
You did it
I
first.
feel like you can.
No. Nope.
Chat. You see how my life goes. You
Sounds
see
like-
what I have to put up with?
Sounds like a fun life to me.
And it doesn't stop here because I live with her.
True.
So it follows me home. Technically, I follow her home because she gets home
I get
first.
home first. Most
It's my own damn fault.
So you're the one who's at fault here yet again.
Gabe's like, dang, that's a tough hit. You're happily married for 8 years. You lose, sir.
We're 8 years, almost 9.
What, stripping models, then stripper clothes near Cane's.
Yeah, he got it. He got it.
The kids menu restaurant.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a Cane's opening up not 500 feet away from us.
I'm
You guys could
fearful
walk to
for
it
our
if you
lives. Not my favorite place.
I don't like it at all.
I don't mind it. I mean, it's not like anything special. Is kind of my. It's chicken strips.
They only have one sauce, which is unacceptable because it's disgusting.
Which one? Ranch?
They have multiple
No, they have,
sauces. Multiple sauces
I thought they only had cane sauce.
and ketchup,
They have
That's not
ketchup.
sauce.
I think they have ranch too.
ranch.
I
They're
don't,
ranch
I
too.
don't want any of those. I want barbecue sauce on my chicken strips.
Oh well, that's wrong. Oof,
That is
gross.
the only acceptable barbecue sauce or honey mustard.
Oof.
Those are the only acceptable.
Okay, we can make honey mustard work, but barbecue sauce.
Barbecue
Jen doesn't
chicken.
understand that
Have you not
ketchup.
heard that those words together? Barbecue chicken.
I
No,
have.
buffalo is like maybe worse than blue cheese.
Well, what about buffalo and blue cheese? That sounds good.
If buffalo is worse than blue cheese, then why would I like those together?
I like both of those things together.
Well, that's
Got
good for
'em.
you.
In fact, we had quite a delightful buffalo blue cheese poutine
That sounds disgusting.
in Indiana.
Oh, true. Yeah. At the where were we?
Like blue cheese
It
curds.
was at the Cathedral Brewery.
That was the place where we were at with Aaron and Liz, right?
No, because I was there. It was the day before.
Oh, that's right.
It was the one that was like a cathedral.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was just the four of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baca, it's not good.
What's that?
Canes. He said it might be good food. No, it's not good food. Anytime I've ever taken it home or to a hotel, they're just soggy, no crunch for me ever. Yeah, it's not. I don't like it at all.
I'm not a fan of Cane's.
I'm not a fan of Cane's.
Cane's is up there in the realm of like
it's
In-N-Out,
desperation food for me.
In-N-Out
like,
burger.
I like In-N-Out.
It's like things that people eat because they're told that they
yeah,
need to eat it.
It's a thing. Yeah,
I think the burger's pretty legit at In-N-Out.
it's fine.
I mean, it's just a burger. There is absolutely nothing special about an In-N-Out burger. And don't tell me about the custom menu because
Oh no, I don't give a crap about the custom
And
menu.
the fries are garbage.
No, the fries are hot,
hot,
steamy garbage.
hot, steamy, dripping, greasy garbage.
We in fact talked about this on our lunch drive to Chipotle today. Talked about how garbo the In-N-Out fries are.
Baby J likes blue cheese. Irish Rock says unsubbed, no buffalo. Hey, wait a minute. Some of us are
Gross.
cultured.
No. In-N-Out may suck, but at least the lines are long.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
That's a man.
But,
In-N-Out around here, that one up on by Camelback,
Yeah.
can keep you from going and shopping in that shopping
Yeah.
center. It gets so bad.
Yeah. That
Right.
whole part.
Same with Dutch Brothers. If there's a Dutch
Yes.
Brothers
Oh, Dutch
someplace I
Brothers.
want to
Dutch
go, you
Brothers
can't
is
get
Dutch
into
Bros
that
isn't
place
even
either.
good.
No, it's like just a cup of sugar. It's gross.
Yeah, it's gross.
See, now this one you
No
should
one
have
around
just...
me agrees with me how In-N-Out is. Yes, we do. Yards Tony. It is. It's just, it's fine. It's whatever. It would never be my first choice of a burger.
Baca, I will kill you.
Oh,
Yes. Dutch Bros is for high schoolers. That seems.
oh, Baca,
kinda
you
right,
are
yeah.
supremely wrong here.
I gave Dutch Brothers a try. Somebody said they had great hot chocolate.
Nope.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
The only hot chocolate
Incorrect.
worth
They make
having.
their hot chocolate with water, which is wrong.
You make it with milk,
You make it with milk.
and you only get it from Starbucks.
Except that Starbucks has closed down the one close to us
Oh my
here.
God. Is it closed down forever, or is it just like?
I'm
Seems
sure
like
it's
perpetually.
some sort of like out of product or electrical problem or the building's under inspection or something. That one always seems to have some sort
Do
of
they have
issue.
sign
Those
on the
closed
door
for
or
some
anything?
reason.
What's that?
Did they have a sign up or anything?
They
I
had
drove
a
past
printed
it.
piece of paper that they typed like out they printed out like an email that was sent and put it on the little drive-through board that they put up. You couldn't read it
Oh.
because it was like an 8-point type. So I drove up and I was like, well, there's a piece of paper there with some stuff on it, and I'm not getting out of my car to go read it, but there's nobody here.
Yeah.
The whole
That's-
parking lot was empty. So
That is what happened to me this morning. I ordered my food to go pick it up without realizing, because I looked at the GPS, I didn't look at the name, and I was like, oh cool, it's the one that's like really close to me, right south of me.
yeah,
Not realizing that it was the Thomas one, not the Osborne one, because there's one on Thomas straight further down.
7th Street and Thomas.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
there's not one on 7th Street in
It's
Thomas.
7th Avenue and Thomas.
There's not one on 7th Avenue in Thomas. 7th Avenue in Osborne.
Oh, 7th Avenue Osborne.
There is one on Thomas that is almost directly below us. I don't know exactly.
by-
which.
It's
the-
McDowell. It's
it's
by
the-
the highway.
Yeah.
By
Yeah, yeah.
McDonald's. There's a Starbucks right at
Yeah.
McDowell, Thomas. Yeah,
That's
it's McDowell
exactly
and
what
Thomas.
it is.
It's the one that we used to go to. Is the one he's talking about, I think.
Oh.
Because that's also by the freeway.
There's one on Thomas at the 51, but that's like
No,
It
no.
doesn't matter.
On the GPS, it was directly south from my.
Yeah, there's one right by before you get on the highway on 7th Street.
Yeah, no, I know. I just. Okay.
But anyways, I accidentally made my order for there,
And went to the wrong one.
and I went to the other one to pick it up, and I was like,
I've done that before.
wait, these are closed. What the heck?
Well, that's why you did it too, is because it was closed.
'Cause it
So
was closed.
what showed up was the one
Exactly.
you
Yeah, the
normally would
next
hit,
one.
but it proxies a new
Yeah,
one
I
in, and
just-
you're like, this
Exactly.
isn't
I just
anywhere
did
near
that.
me.
I just opened up the app to see what it would do.
7th Ave.
No, that one says order ahead, not available right now.
Oh, maybe they're open though.
They're open, but no, 7th Avenue
Oh,
says order ahead, not available. 7th Street says closed.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
And so it was defaulting to the Thomas and 18.
that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And but it was like early in the morning. I just got out of the shower and I didn't like realize it. So I like drove and I was like, gosh darn it! Now and that's why So I was really bummed this morning.
Punisher, there are some really good coffee places.
Starbucks.
They're
is
just
one of them.
Starbucks is not one of them. Starbucks is convenient.
Yeah, Starbucks is not good coffee.
Well, like Matto says, going out for coffee is just weird in general. Just get good beans and make it at home. Agreed. I don't drink coffee.
Right.
I drink hot chocolate and chocolate milk.
But and Punisher is saying that people who go out for coffee don't like coffee, they like sweet beverages, and that's not true either.
Well, I think he said that for Dutch Bros, right?
No, because he's responding to Matt O'Matic, who said going out for coffee is just weird.
Oh, okay,
Make
okay,
it at
okay.
home. Yeah, we'll do that, Spatsnat. There you go. Get it from Pow's Donuts in Tacoma when you want your hot chocolate. Jason.
Yes. Wait, their hot chocolate's not that good though.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna be honest. Their hot chocolate is not that good.
I was gonna say, man, most places make it with water, which is wrong.
Wait, who said that?
Wrong.
Spatsnat.
And wrong, and couldn't be more wrong than it is already.
Spatsnat. You realize?
And your generalization of saying no one likes flavored coffee anymore is not accurate.
I very much like coffee.
I like
flavored
coffee a lot.
I don't drink that nonsense, but I have to be honest. There is no chocolate milk on the planet like Starbucks chocolate milk.
Correct.
Because it's the only place you can get their syrup.
Right, they don't sell it.
They don't sell it. There are places where you look like you can buy like a gallon jug of syrup and it'll say Starbucks chocolate syrup. It's not correct.
It is not.
It's just big Hershey's vats. And they do not use Hershey's. And they do not use Ghirardelli. And they don't they use some special thing that they've contracted somebody to make for them with a guarantee that they only make it for them. Now, their hot chocolate, on the other hand, uses the same mocha that they use for the chocolate milk.
Yep.
But their powdered hot chocolate is actually, in my opinion, better than the hot chocolate you get at the place. Because it just don't, they steam their milk and something weird, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I like their hot chocolate.
well, it's good,
Yeah.
but the hot chocolate you can get at the grocery store to make Starbucks hot chocolate is even better. You're supposed to make hot chocolate with paint water. No, you're supposed to make it with milk. You are incorrect, Thomas John Payne.
So, Spatsnat, I don't know if you know this. I lived literally right across the street from Pow's in Tacoma before I moved here. Yeah. I could literally toss a rock overhand and it would hit Pow's from my house.
But Baka, I don't think you're supposed to put your coffee grounds in the freezer.
No. Gosh, no. Mm-mm.
Your friends, yes, but your coffee grounds, no.
Yes. Coffee grounds in the freezer is no bueno.
Your TD Tiny Town now has a Starbucks. They're betting hard on farmers' love of coffee. Convenience, like Jen said. You can just go get it.
I haven't found a good place where I can go get a cappuccino in the morning around here on a weekend, which sounds pretty good to be honest, because I like that. Because I'm a bougie person.
Pressed coffee is pretty good. Oh, there's one on.
There's two. There's press, and then there's one more. Around here.
There's one called, I think it's called Vita Coffee.
Mm-mm.
That's pretty good. That's over on, I think it's.
Spatsnat, that is my favorite donut place I have ever been to. Is Pow's. The place around here is really good too, but it's not quite as good. I think they're
Whatever, trader.
their raised donuts are
Bosa.
just as good, but Bosa's old-fashioned donuts are not as good.
But I agree, Bosa's old fashions are not as
Not great.
Yeah.
They always feel a little stale,
Yeah.
like overcooked or something, which is weird.
Bosa or Pow's had just the best old-fashioned donuts that I've ever had.
Well, maybe Vita Coffee closed because I'm not seeing it anywhere.
It's also my favorite kind of donut. So that helps too. Alright, time to dry brush some metallics.
Won't the skin be hard to paint around all the armor? That's kind of one of the unfortunate things when you're doing this technique, is that's the way you have to do it. In a normal situation, you would paint the skin first because it's underneath the armor. But it's not really that bad on this particular guy. He's huge.
Yeah, they're really large.
So there's not a lot of like trouble getting to areas, you know, probably like in between the leather straps on the leg and stuff are harder than that.
Yeah, but most of that's in shadow anyways, so you don't really care that much.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. They're fairly easy to get at. Great model though. Yar, it's Tony. That's not how that works. Please stop with paint menus. Starbucks is basically the same everywhere in the world.
I mean, that's the nice thing too, right? Like, it's like McDonald's. If I'm in the mood for McDonald's, I can go to a McDonald's anywhere in the world, and it's basically exactly the same. If I order a McDouble, and I order it here, or I order it in Kansas, or I order it in New York, or California, it's all going to taste the same.
The burgers do taste different overseas because the meat is sourced differently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Generally.
not had one overseas, so. Not at least in recent memory.
And I've been to McDonald's that don't have fries because the local area doesn't get potatoes, and so instead they had like potato chips with the burgers at McDonald's. Hell, Hawaii did that for a while.
I say Hawaii has to improvise on some things, I think.
Yeah. Irish Rock, when do you add the brush soap? Stop! Don't eat. Nothing we make is edible. Source Does says, I only drink an Italian coffee named Americano.
You know what Americano is?
Oh my god, lobster rolls at
Coffee
McDonald's? That's
and
so
water.
hard. I don't know about that. That would be such a tough one. I don't know if my brain would allow me to go to McDonald's and order fish. Like even the fillet of fish is off limits for me. And lobster? Ugh. Wow. Like how bad do you want the super poops? Monument made gummies shaped like paint bottles win. Now, okay, see, that's something we would do.
Confusing.
That's what we would do.
Mixed messaging.
I think it goes right with the message. Don't eat the paint, eat this instead. We have a better idea. It's like nicotine patches. We give them something that looks like a paint bottle, but it is edible. It's easy to distinguish.
No. Nothing
No.
we make is edible.
Baka's like, Jason goes, well, and Jen says, no.
Thank you, Source. That's
Jen runs
exactly
the place.
what I
The word
said.
is law.
Baby bottle pops and just
No.
put sour candy in your existing bottles.
No.
That's too confusing. Nothing we make is edible. If we don't make the candy, then
Nope.
we're not lying.
Nothing you can get from Monument Hobbies is edible.
Oh, see,
And
that's
if we
no
did
fun.
make something edible, it would be clearly labeled as
You could run through here and raid the snack thing. And
I'm done with customer service forever if you want to make candy.
we have snacks.
Yeah.
We have snacks.
Yeah, I don't want to be answering those questions.
Read the title. Mom said no.
That's right.
I love how the title is The Return of Mom and Dad.
Well, because yesterday it was Jabe and Jordan take over.
It was the J the other J&J show. I love how we've just given Gabe
What do you thin your gummies with?
a J name just so that we can say the J&J show. With him here.
Everybody signs a waiver when they come to work here that states their name is apt to change at any moment.
Mine's pretty rooted at Baby J at this point.
This is true.
You never know.
This is true. All right, I got everything kind of base coated.
Gabe said, if I have to take J, then Jordan has to take a letter from my name. Henceforth, he is Jorban. I like
Jorgen?
Jorban. That works.
It's Jordan
Good thing.
time.
I'm fine with that.
It's a good thing Gabe doesn't make the rules. Is it a requirement for hire to have a name that starts with J? Or to be okay with your name getting a J?
Yeah. One or the other.
Like Jelby
Mm-hmm.
and the two Jadisons
Jadisons.
and Jill
Jacob?
We can't use Rubens. His sounds just a little too weird.
Jubin.
Borderline insulting, potentially.
It's Jorban time. Hush it, Jordy. He's got it, Jordy.
But we got Jarder
Yep, Jarder.
and Gile.
Gile now.
Joel.
Is Kyle the newest?
Kyle-
Kyle's the newest, right?
Kyle's the newest, yeah.
Kyle is FNG.
Huh? Oh. Who's Joanna?
We don't care what your name starts with. You just gotta fit in.
The J name will come later.
We're hiring right now.
That's how we'll know if you fit in, is if you'll accept a J name.
Is that all it takes?
That's all it takes.
That's pretty easy. Kind of dangerous. We are hiring.
We are hiring. Gotta live in Arizona. No remote positions. Gotta live in Arizona. Gotta come and spend the entire day in our office with us.
Yep.
Those are the rules.
We don't do the remote thing. Which is good because I would be sad not seeing all of my friends at work.
Gonna have to do a lot more than greet people at the door because we don't get that many people that walk in past 8 a.m.
Except ourselves.
And
That's
I
what I'm
do
saying,
plenty of
past 8
greeting for
a.m.
all of us.
Yeah, and Baby J's the greeter. The
That's
corporate
fine.
greeter.
Route the great. This is how we determine. This is how we determine.
I say good morning to everybody. All the time. Except for people who are like sequestered away in their offices.
Is there a chair package upon hire? What does that even mean? Like you get a chair?
That means no. We don't know what it means. Then no, it doesn't exist. Well, we're manufacturers, so it's hard for, we can't, this chair. Chairs are open on Tuesdays and Thursdays after work hours
Yep. Or during lunch.
or during lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, and back to Route the Great, manufacturing is a little difficult to be remote. You
Yeah,
gotta
we
be
went to
here.
actually, the reason Jen and I were on stream yesterday is we went to a seminar yesterday, business seminar, where they were largely talking about remote hires.
Now, it's not awesome.
Nope.
Well, we knew that wasn't going to do much for us, but there was a lot of other
Yeah, it
discussions
was
and amongst that were very good about
100%
culture and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we knew that the remote stuff
The
doesn't
remote
really
stuff we
apply
knew-
when you
we
have
knew
to
wouldn't be
manufacture goods.
applicable.
It was interesting because I felt like the bulk of the room was filled with people that don't manufacture.
Yeah.
You know, that they all provide services or
Yep.
things like that, digital. Very interesting when you think about how different our business is just based off of the fact that we actually make something. Physical, tangible goods.
Seriously though, we do have a position open in our fulfillment department.
Yes.
It is Monday through Friday from 8 to 4, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. Got to come to the office every day. Watamatan, the job that I said is the only one we have open right now.
Fulfillment associate.
Involves putting product in boxes, putting shipping labels on boxes, sending boxes to people who buy cool stuff,
Dealing with me,
dealing with Jordan,
saying hello.
new guy
morning.
Phil.
Although I guess if you can handle me talking to you on stream every day, then you're probably
yeah.
fine
And
for
to
me
be
say
to
hello
be
you.
fair, the fulfillment team doesn't spend a whole lot of time with Jordan.
No, but I walk
They
in
do
and say
have
good
to
morning
spend a lot
to
of
them every
time with
morning.
new guy Phil, and with Carter, Kyle, Madison, and Matt,
No, no.
and Jacob, chair guy.
Chair guy's good. We like chair guy.
Don't hold your breath, Thor's paws. That's the fulfillment team route. If you said pretty please would there be another job? No. We only have one job open right now. And again, I will emphasize it is in Arizona from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
It should not come as a surprise to anybody
What's that?
that it's
But it's in
the-
Arizona
yeah.
I mean, that's where we
in
are.
our office.
Where our
Monday
office
through
is,
Friday from 8 to 4.
Kind of crazy, I know.
I know.
Kind of crazy that you have to
That's
work
where we
where
do
the
stuff.
office is. It's funny listening to those guys talk yesterday, and sometimes they just got on a thing about there's just no place in the modern workspace for demanding people go back to the office, and I was just shaking my head. I
yeah,
was
there
like,
is.
You guys just don't seem to. There's an asterisk on all of these statements, but it's just that none of them have owned a manufacturing business that they don't even think to talk about it. I'm like, how do you think all your stuff gets made? People have to go there. That's when they tell us to offshore it to India or something.
Well, Baca, we are hiring. So if you're unsatisfied with your work hours, then we have an option.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's yeah. I'm much happier to be working in an office than I am to be working at home.
That you what?
I'm much happier to be working from an office than to be working from home.
Some
Than
people
to
don't
be
do well
working
working
from
at home.
home.
A lot of people do.
I loved working from home. Loved it. This job, there's no possible way to work from home.
No, you just
I
can't.
love being here,
Yeah.
but I also loved working from home.
Rod says I was fully remote before COVID and will never go back to an office. Yeah, they were talking about how people were like, we'll never go back to an office. It's like, you will if that's the only way people pay you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot to be said for culture if a business does right. You know, both can be great and both can be bad. You know, a very hands-off, no training, self-start kind of a thing is really bad for a lot of people. And training people is much more difficult when you're remote. But it depends on the business, right? It depends on how the business handles it. That's, you know, a lot of what the guys talked about yesterday was the fact that they invested all of the money, so they said, that they would have spent on rent for a building. They invested it on procedures and people and the way that they handle remote working. So
I was part when I worked remotely. I mean, I would go into the office like once a week, but I was part of the onboarding team, and when we hired new people, they had a week in the office, so I had to be in the office that week. You know, we knew like once a month, I think we did a week of onboarding.
Onboarding, yeah.
It couldn't have been once a month, but it wasn't once a quarter. Anyway, we would go into, I would have to be in the office that whole week, and whoever was going to be onboarded that week, wherever they lived in the country, would come to Phoenix and come into the office for that week for like super intense training. So we had a lot of good support, but most of the workers were, well, in my department at least, were, we traveled. So on the times when I was not on a trip, I was working from my home office. I did not like working in the office either. It was too distracting because it was, the office I worked in was big and open, and we had cubicles, but they were like half cubicles. So I'm trying to like I made tutorial videos and did trainings and things like. When I had to do a training, I had a room that I could go in that was where I was the only one in there. Close the door. But if I were like trying to work on recording things or editing, directly across the little row from me in my cubicle was a salesperson who was on the phone
Always
all day
yapping on
long.
the phone.
Yeah.
All day long, and was loud and, you know, boisterous, and was a great salesperson, but just loud.
Didn't
and
fit.
it was
Yeah,
really
salesperson
distracting.
stuff. Not really conducive to
Yeah.
quiet creative.
And then on the other side was our customer support team, and they were a really tight-knit team, so they were just constantly talking to each other all day long. So I loved working from home. And it was way before COVID. But I'm also a person who I like to get my work done. I like to focus, get my stuff done, and move on to something else. And that was really difficult to do in an office too, because there's always someone interrupting you for something.
I like to work so collaboratively with other people that it, like, I really just enjoy being around.
Yeah.
Like me being able to be like, hey Gabe, I have this idea. When we talk about it for a second.
And Gabe being able to shoot him down at every turn. He likes that too, because he's a glutton for
doesn't-
punishment.
That doesn't happen. Gabe and I are a team. We work together, arm in arm.
I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen Gabe run roughshod over you there.
That's not true.
Every time I'm back there, he's like, "Shut up, Jordan."
When I remove the problem, parentheses, people, my workflow increases. Yes.
What, bro?
Gabe gets hangry, he said.
Gabe does get hangry.
He's a very hangry person.
I have experienced the hangry Gabe.
Oh, hangry Gabe?
Hangry Gabe.
He said he gets hangry. Oh, you guys had Chipotle today for lunch. Gonna put a little wrinkle into my plan to go home and eat leftover Thai food.
You had Chipotle for lunch?
They
Yeah.
had Chipotle for lunch.
You what?
They had Chipotle
Oh, they did,
for lunch.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, because now you want Chipotle?
Now I want Chipotle.
If it makes you feel any better, it wasn't that great.
But I
I don't
know
know if
that
that
it's
makes you
great
feel any
99% of the time. So it doesn't make me feel better.
I tried.
T. Schmidt said, Jordan, I'm mad at you. White is hard to do good.
White is hard to do good.
He's probably finishing up his challenge.
Yeah, that's the whole reason we did the challenge, T. Schmidt.
Turns out.
Christmas Sushi said, dude, Hangry Gabe is scary.
Angry Gabe is scary.
I can't imagine a scary Gabe.
Well, so I don't know that Gabe is scary, but he makes you wonder because he's always so buoyant.
Yeah.
You know.
So then you get a little worried.
Then when he when he changes, you're like, is there something I need to know?
Are you okay?
Is the world ending?
Can you imagine me being mad?
No.
Can you imagine me being angry at somebody?
No.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Gabe or you being mad. Gabe said it's more like annoyed. Now he'll kill a man. It's
He'll
a
stab
dark side
somebody.
that we don't know about.
Keep Gabe away from sharp objects around lunchtime.
Well, once you get to lunchtime, you're good because you're just like, Gabe, food. We're giving food.
Yeah, food. It's
Give him food.
lunchtime. Yay.
He says it's more like Hanoi.
Yeah. You keep a granola bar in your pocket at all times for Gabe, just in case, like an emergency granola bar, like the Snickers commercial.
Should I take one of my chips? Should I take one of my chips and put it in my pocket just in case?
Yeah.
Just as a safety precaution?
Gabe's wife has told Chris to make sure that he's fed if they hang out.
Gabe, this one's for
Sure
you,
he
baby.
eats.
This is a pocket Dorito.
Does he get special instructions like the
Crack in case of emergency.
gremlins? Instead of not feeding them after midnight,
Yeah.
you gotta make sure you feed him every few hours. Otherwise,
And don't get him close to water.
Otherwise he's gonna change.
So don't push Gabe in the pool.
And make sure he has food.
I should probably put my pocket Dorito like in a Ziploc.
Nah. Raw pocket Doritos are way better.
A little extra lint.
But it's gonna be like pocket dust.
Extra little pocket dust.
Hey. Adds a little bit of
If
extra.
I have it in
blend
a
in.
Ziploc, I can hand him the Ziploc and he can do the bottom of the bag thing.
You can do the bottom of the bag thing anyways.
Out of my pocket?
Yeah.
You flip your pocket out.
Oh, yeah.
Pocket tots, exactly.
Pocket tot.
Hey, Napoleon, give me some of your tots.
This is a family show, Irish Rock.
Man, those tachos from that place. so
Tachos
good.
are.
Tachos from cold beer and cheeseburgers are good.
Yeah. Same thing I needed to do every once in a while. Go get those.
Lobo Cypher, thank you for following, even though we're having this very strange conversation.
We're having a lot of strange conversations today. This is one of
That's
those.
why the follows are always a nice surprise. People are like, yes, I'm going to stick around here.
I like
There are
what these
people.
guys are talking about.
You used to stick crackers in people's pockets when I worked in a restaurant?
What?
What does that mean?
Seems like
I
something that you're not allowed to do.
understand why you used to work in a restaurant.
So what I'm imagining, have you ever watched
Hey, somebody likes
Impractical
us.
Jokers?
No.
Mm-hmm. Only because of you.
Well, yeah.
I have not.
So in Practical Jokers, they do like hidden camera kind of pranks. Not really pranks,
Okay.
but practical jokes. And one of the things is, then they're competing with, there's 4 of them, and then they always have 2 of them like competing with each other. And so one of them is, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to walk through this grocery store and you're going to take a little clothespin and you're going to see how many clothespins you can attach to someone, to the back of their shirt. And they walk up
What's
and
up,
they
Gozu?
have to like like pretend they're going to reach for something here on the shelf, but then they stick a clothespin on the back of that shirt. And the pocket tots, this is what Bakamaru is making me think of, that that they had to walk up to someone and like sneak some crackers in someone's pocket.
Like oyster crackers. And those people would only find it later.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember putting this there.
You have a funny boot camp story about pocket tots, Gosu?
Funny poop camp?
Who?
Boot camp.
Oh, I thought he said poop camp.
Thomas John, you were a writer for Impractical Jokers? Seriously? Like, did you come up with the pranks?
Kind of all they do, right?
That's crazy. He said, yeah, oh wow.
That's very cool.
That's awesome. So, like, what was one that you wrote that maybe I would have seen?
Didn't they boot one of the guys?
I think one of them quit. Well, I don't think they can do it anymore because everybody knows who they are now. I don't think the show itself is on anymore.
I saw one and it was different guys. Like one
Oh,
guy
so maybe
was,
they just
was
changed.
gone.
Maybe they just changed the cast over.
Tom Sean's saying that's right.
But I think one guy at one point quit. But yeah, they would have to. It was getting to the point where so many people knew.
Yeah, fame is kind of the incorrect direction
Yeah, for that,
for
that kind of thing.
A show like that.
pranky, punked kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
They'd have to focus on just like the setup, like not doing it with random people, but like the old punked thing
Yeah.
where you get somebody in on it and they'd call their friend to go golfing, and then the prank would happen under what was considered normal circumstances for the people involved.
Ghost Sue said, just got back from seeing an eye specialist on my way to getting my vision back. One more appointment and I can see. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Very cool. Are you getting the same, like, laser eyes that Lumberjack Tim got? Saying specialist makes me think no. Eyes are still good enough to legally drive, but my vision is insanely blurry and I have next to no up-close detailed vision. Improv Everywhere was a good thing adjacent to Impractical Jokers. I don't know that one.
I like those kind of like teams of buddies that do funny stuff. Like the last podcast on the left guys are kind of that same vibe.
It's never into that kind
No
of
pants.
stuff.
No pants, right? Okay, so they were almost like more of like a flash mob kind of thing.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like the pranking. I'm just talking about like groups of friends that do cool content.
Oh,
Like
sure,
the
sure,
last
sure.
podcast
Okay,
on the left
yeah,
guys aren't prank guys. They're just comedians that get together and do a podcast together and
I do like
know each
comedian
other well
podcasts,
enough that
so-
they can kind of prank each other in their conversations, but it's funny
Yeah.
to listen to.
Yeah. Okay, I have a few of those that I like to listen to on.
Flash mob
On
practical
occasion.
jokes. That sounds funny. We saw. I mean, it was a planned event, but there was one year where they did. Well, they do like Santa pub crawls, and they did one called the Brides of March, and it was March 15th, obviously, and they like it was about just people who would dress up in wedding dresses and go out to different public places.
When they weren't.
Getting married.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
It'd be like if you saw like 50 people wearing wedding dresses randomly
Exactly.
in like a mall.
Yeah, I saw them all on the light rail.
Yeah.
And a bunch of them were men wearing
That would also be
bridal gowns. Not as drag, just as like you putting on a wedding gown, Jordan.
Huh?
It would have been like you putting on a wedding, like
Oh,
just a regular dude putting on a wedding
Yeah,
dress
yeah.
to go out.
I thought you
Like,
said
what? You saw me in a wedding gown?
no. I thought
I didn't. I
supposed
said
to
no
know about
cameras
that.
at that event.
I thought Jen said that I was like way off camera or something, and I looked and I was like right in the middle of
Oh,
camera.
no.
I'm like, what? What? Mm-mm-mm. You know what painting this guy is making me want to do again, Jason?
Oh my god.
Play this game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's making me want to play the game.
I thought you were going to say change the colors again.
No.
Somebody likes us.
I know that's a meme,
So
but it's
Ghosty,
not always true.
you've been here long enough to know that there's very little opportunities for blackmail for Jason. Like, it's just not going to happen.
For blackmail?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Ghosty said, I have the secret Jason wedding dress pics. Send new paints or else. He doesn't care.
He's just
Post
like,
it. Who
let
cares?
it fly.
Like, let me give you an idea. If somebody were to try to blackmail me with some photo, I would post the photo first
Yeah.
And be like, okay, now what?
And
Where
laugh
do we go
about
from
it.
here?
and laugh. I have taken away your power. What now?
Using red gray for the skin.
Watson, I don't know what's happening at my neighbor's place, but it sounds like both a hoot and a nanny.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe it's a nanny hootin'?
What time is it?
This might be a little dark or a little bright. What did I use? What was this mix?
They're getting an early start, huh?
Okay.
Well, it is Friday.
Can't come early enough for some people. Been one of those weeks.
Got the hoot nanny at 3:15. Happy hour.
They work swing shift.
Bunch of teachers off school. Start a fall break.
We can't have a break already. School just started.
Well, some schools around here were on fall break this week.
What?
Yeah.
Fall break.
9 weeks.
Wimps.
When school starts in July, 9 weeks later is at the end of September.
Wimps.
It's true.
Go to school all the time. 20 breaks.
Weaklings.
Correspondent said the majority of my neighbors have walkers. The wildest it gets is when someone loses a tennis ball off their walker.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of, I watched The Golden Bachelor last night,
Oh
which
my
is
God.
the old
She
guy.
did.
He was
Not
like
even
75 years old. Or no, I
What?
think he's like 72 years old, and he's the Bachelor. And there were 20 women over 60 who are competing for his love.
Over 60 or 50?
They're all over 60. There's no one under 60.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really
So they're all
like that
very
they didn't just
age-appropriate.
get a
They
bunch
all
of...
reminded me, like, I
young
saw
people.
so many qualities that my mom had because they were all just super bubbly and like really confident and positive, and it was just, I loved it. It like, I smiled the entire time until the end when he had to eliminate some of them and they were crying. It was so heartbreaking. I'm like, why are you doing this to my mom? It was very sad.
She will watch it again.
Oh, I'm invested already. Yes, I will be watching it every week.
All right, Jason, that means you're gonna also be...
I keep joking with her.
Suggesting
I
to-
have joked with her that she loves these shows. She could go on them, and they'll be like, okay, the next one is the Golden Bachelorette, and it'll be like, and it's Jennifer Hoffman.
No.
And I'll be like, wait, what?
Even when I was single, I had no interest in going on a show like that. I enjoy it for the pure entertainment of it. But I was watching it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, these women are all just so sweet. Is it going to turn? Are they going to get catty with each other at any point?
Oh yeah.
Because I can't imagine.
Yeah,
Can't
they wouldn't
imagine
put
it
the show
happening.
out if they don't.
I mean, it's a different type of show, though. Not the same.
But it is.
I mean, it's the same concept, but it's not the same type of people.
But the same people watch the same show.
It's the same producers.
Because you regularly watch those shows, and you are now watching this one, right?
Correct.
That's kind of their ideas. They're like, hey, we'll give you a spin on the
All right.
the same thing that you usually watch.
I would challenge you then to watch one episode of The Regular Bachelor and one episode of The Golden Bachelor, and tell me that you think they're the same.
I have seen enough episodes vicariously of The Bachelor that I don't need to watch one. I'm very familiar with what it's like. So I'll just watch the new one.
If you're talking about comparison,
But I
to
can
have
watch the new
fresh
one and get a
eyes
sense.
and
Yeah.
watch both of them.
My mom
very
used to watch
different.
The Bachelor a lot when I was growing up.
I would recommend not watching either of them.
Yeah, not my cup of tea, really.
Well, you know what's not my cup of tea? Lots of things you guys talk about.
Hey,
It's okay.
I'm not saying
We're
that you shouldn't
allowed
watch
to have
it.
different interests.
I'm not saying you shouldn't watch it. Just saying it wouldn't be my first choice. Which is okay. We're allowed to like different shows, Jen.
This model comes with wings and a cape. You can use one or the other. Which should you use? Yeah, what's the model? It's a very open-ended question, Tim. The answer is yes. What do you like more? First answer.
It was adorable, Gabe, and just endearing, and the confidence that the women have is inspiring, and yeah, it was great. I loved it. It's Oscar from Hera Models.
That doesn't help at all. Do what you think is best. Your model.
Mo liked the cape version.
We can paint the cape separately and then make the decision later.
I was gonna say, magnetize. Can you do them both?
Kit bashed the wings through the cape. Only answer.
So this is a weird mix for the skin tone, but I really like it. It's like this really deep purple brown. So it's a dark plum, black brown. So you get this really deep, desaturated purple color. And then I'm mixing in some red gray to bring up the highlights for it. Makes for nice troll flesh.
Irish Rock, that's awesome. Irish Rock just finished a Plague Marine using mostly Pro Acryl.
Awesome.
Nice.
Tim said, I think the cape is the wings just folded down. And yeah, Punisher's right. It sounds like wings is the answer either way.
Sometimes those decisions are tough. You'll get a model and it'll have a cool look either way, but it makes it a totally different model, and you're like, I wish it had two.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could do this both ways.
I mean, you can't. You just gotta get a second model.
Is something like that more of just like the visual that you prefer? It doesn't give it any. Oh, maybe it's not even for a game. I don't know.
It's probably like
Is it for a
If
game?
it's by Hera models, it's not for a game.
yeah,
Not
it's
for
like
a
our
game.
mind
So
works.
it's just a matter of visual preference.
Yeah, so you can just play it rule of cool unless you're obviously commissioning or something. That's when it sucks the most. You're doing a commission of a cool model that has a variation head or something like that.
And they pick the one that you
And they
would
pick
never
the
paint.
one that you're like, that one's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there.
Why would you do that to me?
Okay. I'm kind of in love with this skin tone for this troll. This is awesome.
Boneyard 51, how thin is the paint you are using on the chains? I always have an issue with thinning too much. And afternoon to you 3.
I'm using a size 4 brush, and if you follow along with how I paint in general, I'm only ever using the moisture on the brush. Now, that means that the larger the brush, the more you can thin the paint. This is kind of what I would call mid-level thin, not quite a full-on glaze. You know, it still has a good effect with one coat, but it does tend to blend out at the edges, right? So that I can kind of, you know, get it to move between colors pretty well. So I would say I'm hitting, let me show you, right? So with this particular brush, right, I hit it in my cup. I don't squeegee my brush. I don't rinse it or anything, squeeze water out of it on the side. And then I just hit it once on the paper towel. And so whatever's left in it is what is going into my paint. And that's, you know, still quite a bit of water. Let's see if I can get it to where, there you go. You can see the shine. So it's still pretty damp, right? So then when I go over here and I pull a little of my white, blue, and my dark sea bend to get the color that I'm currently using, then when I'm painting with it, we'll do it over the top of one of my tattoos so you can see the opacity. So it's kind of like that, right? That's pretty thin. And the way that I paint, again, just in general, is that I will do that for the first pass, and then without adding more moisture, the second pass do that, right? So that now you've got it, that color blending into itself and letting the color underneath show through. So you get a really nice blend. You only have to cover like twice, you know, because I'm not at my full highlights yet. And you can continue to just put that over the top of it. And so you get a nice blend out into your color where you can see almost none here, a little bit more here, and then a lot more here for the first pass. And that gives you that blend with the color underneath. Then you'll go back and I'll clean my brush and I'll get it the way it was initially thin, and then, you know, start from scratch. And that's just a rinse repeat method of painting for me. That's kind of how I do everything that I do. Always just adjusting with the brush. So I try to teach people to worry less about thinning the paint on your palette. Thin the paint with the moisture in the brush and get used to painting that way. You will enjoy painting a lot more by doing so, because it's much more repeatable. Always just have the paint on the palette be at full intensity so you have your starting point the same.
Jordan Wad Tomato would like the October challenge to be something a Terrorgeist would be perfect for, and it's not because he has one built like 9 months ago.
Of course not.
I painted a Terrorgeist once.
You did.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the only painted one in the case is she did it.
Oh, that's cool.
A very long time ago.
Many, many moons ago.
Many years ago. I'd painted like 2 or 3 little tiny things, and there were, I think, 3 Terrorgeists sitting up on a shelf.
I want to paint something big.
Like, I want to paint one of those.
I'm gonna do that.
Add more white, blue.
Yeah.
Less water in the brush now, because as I go brighter, I want it to have more of an impact on the first brush stroke every time. But it's still thinner than it will be at the end. Allows me to sketch in the bright spot, the shine spot, so to speak, real quick.
Is there a painted picture of the monument wasteland warrior lady somewhere? Which one is that?
The Monument Wasteland Warrior Lady?
Yeah. She may not be standing up here. She may be over in the case, right?
I'm not familiar with the model.
One of our
Was it the one of the paint?
Oh, was it bingo?
yeah.
Is
I
there
don't know
one
where
on-
she is.
Is she the one that's
Instagram,
like
maybe?
leaping off of a tree?
No.
No.
She's looks like
She's like part
Road Warrior.
robot, kind of Terminator.
She's holding a
like-
shotgun, or I think she's holding an AK-47.
I'm seeing if there's one on Instagram. It was a long time ago.
But yeah, we do have photos. And we have the actual model. She's just not right next to me in the studio. I'm not sure where she is. I think she's over in the case, but
Oh yeah, there she is. There's a picture of her on Instagram.
On ours.
Yeah, it's from March 2021. So you're gonna have to scroll back for a while.
You
But
found it
it's-
pretty quick.
It's there. Boneyard said, thank you for the help. I guess I try to get too much covered in shorter time, so repeated coats to build up the colors. So, repeated colors to build up the colors. Repeated coats to build...
yes,
Thank you.
I get
Jen's
it.
struggling.
Why can't I get this out?
The yeah, so I am a big fan of using the same color multiple times. The first pass fairly thin to help you set up where that color needs to live and make sure you dig it, right? You like what you're seeing, right? And then go back with another pass to fill in the gaps, brighten it up a bit. You know, you may wind up that your first pass does 90% of what you need that color to do. Then you just kind of go back in and touch it like I'm doing now. I didn't even go back and get more paint. Right? Just kind of spot in a little bit of brightness here as I'm doing the shine on the chains. Right?
What
And
are
now
his
we
eye-
start getting a pretty good look, even though we're still really in mid-tone colors. Nothing I'm doing right now is very bright, right? That's the brightest color I'm using, which is still just a really good solid mid-tone, but you can already see that now my next jump will just be to white-blue. I don't have to do another color for this particular thing because we're doing non-metallic. But even if we were doing cloth, same rules apply. You would just go through more steps.
What are his eyes gonna look like? Are they gonna look like eyes?
I'm going to do
or
them
are they
glowing.
glowing?
I haven't picked a color yet, but I just wanted to get them not to be hot pink.
Yeah.
We'll use the new fluorescence on them.
Heck yeah. New fluorescents are awesome.
And believe it or not, this is a very lazy way to paint. You know, I take pride in being a lazy painter. Where it seems like, oh, you know, instead of doing one coat of this color, I got to do two, and that seems like more work than I want to do. The reality is I'm doing the work of about 3 colors in just one extra pass of the same color, right? Because as you do each layer this way, you can make a bigger jump between my previous color and this mix, right? and I don't have to use that in-between color because I'm getting the in-between color with that first thin layer of my brighter color over the top. It makes a mid-tone. Then you go back again with your brighter color in a shorter space, right? We call it jokingly kind of painting yourself into a corner. Each pull of a particular color over an area, the next color you put on top of it should be 75 or 50% coverage, and then 75 or 50%, 75%, and you keep doing color until you wind up where you don't have any space left in normal circumstances. And this plays into that perfectly, right? It lets you have the ability to do more with fewer colors, because each color is giving you the duty of 2. I said duty.
Duty.
Jordan, is this the same model that was in the short? No.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the blood splatters?
No.
He had an axe or something.
Is this one?
Same
Okay.
model type, yeah. But
So, did you paint that one?
This one?
Yeah.
No.
That's what this new one is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's gonna end up being a little bit more purple, which is cool. I don't mind the skin tones being a little off. They're still like
Oh yeah.
feel like they belong,
Yeah.
but one's just a little bit more saturated than the other.
Mm-hmm.
But the armor is the same, which is what really matters for me. Then we got our cool snow base.
Boneyard, we do this stream every day, 5 days a week. Not every day, Monday through Friday. Which serve as tutorials. But no, we haven't taught classes in several years.
years.
What? Creepy. Who?
Not possible.
Long time no see.
Creepy.
So it's been a hell of a last 7 weeks for me in the academy for the sheriff. That's right.
How'd it
I was
go?
going for to be a sheriff's deputy. Life has been a blur, but nice to see you all. Look forward to painting as academy life eases up. Still got to order those new colors. Good to see you, Creepy.
Well, it's fantastic to see you. It has been a while.
Has been a long time.
Creepy.
Did he mean you cut your hair, you hippie? He creepy in a buzz cut. Clarkatron, yes, this stream's been going on since yesterday.
Yep, we never stopped.
We forced Baby J to just keep painting.
You know what's actually really funny? Gabe and I joked about running the stream all night.
Until
And just
Gabe's
like,
wife called.
well, that was one of his. He's like, I'm gonna be honest. If I did that, my wife would kill me.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, but it would be fun, wouldn't it?
Graduated from the academy on February 22nd. Still a long ways away. That'll be before you know it. It's not that far. And yes, my hair is gone and no more facial hair either. I was gonna say, I feel like there was a beard.
You can probably grow back a beard later.
Are they allowed? I don't know.
Are they not?
I'm trying to think of like.
Well, I guess it depends on
sheriff's
where you are,
deputies,
maybe.
Like Maricopa County Sheriff's Office deputies. I don't.
Maybe.
I was gonna say mustaches. Well, the firefighters do just the mustaches because. Of
Oh yeah, they may
their-
have to do
because
yeah,
of their
straps
face gear.
for the
stuff.
yeah.
They can have, you can have beards and mustaches. Okay.
They're just like, when you start up in your academy, you gotta look
Just, yeah.
like a newbie. We'll definitely celebrate your return in February.
And then I'm gonna want to hear all of your deputy stories.
I bet there's gonna be a lot.
Like in-person live PD.
Be like Jen's new best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen's like, tell me.
Tell me all about it.
This is like cable that I don't have to pay for. It's been so long since I've actually had cable, now that I think about it.
Since what? You've
Since
actually
I've had cable
yeah,
TV.
We don't. It's been years. You just stream everything.
Oh, do you just stream Bachelor on like Hulu or something?
Well, no, we have antenna. I just watch it on just network TV.
Oh, okay.
ETA on the fluorescence or announcement of which colors you've made.
Oh, we've shown them off.
Yeah, we've shown them a bunch of times. There's
Thomas
6
John.
colors.
Jordan can show you.
Yeah, there are 6 colors. Color numero uno. And dos. We have pink. Hiya. Very punchy. We have orange. Ninjon.
Never heard of him.
What the heck is this guy doing here?
Never heard of him.
That is good to see Jen here so these 2 monkeys don't burn the place down.
It's true.
I gotta keep them in line.
We got green
I do what I can. It's difficult.
and yellow.
He's very mean to me, that guy.
And then we have
I love that one.
purple. We have one more color, which we don't currently have here, which is red. Those will be the 6.
They're not near. They don't look nearly as bright
No.
as they actually are.
Yeah. They are much, much more vibrant in person.
Kelski said, OMG, an Inquisitor Demon Host. I haven't seen one of them in ages. Is that your Cherubael?
This is Cherubael. Proof that you should never be Gregor Eisenhorn's friend.
Yep. Or be his
Did
friend,
anyone
but
warn this
don't
guy?
get hurt.
Like, did anyone tell him, like, hey, you should really think twice about who you hang out with? Or no?
I don't think so.
He just
I
didn't have
mean,
anyone
he had
that
been
cared.
with him long enough to kind of have gotten that assumption, but
Should have known better.
Well,
Gregor's a man of many needs. He uses what he has at his disposal to get the job done. So, you got to give him an A for effort. Yeah, it's a great model. From Artel W, or W Artel. I don't know. I don't ever know which way they want to say it, but
They make cool stuff.
they make amazing resin models that can be used in your favorite sci-fi games.
I actually got to check that website out. There's probably some stuff on there that I would want to.
Some neat stuff. I would have to be honest and say that about 80% of it is not anything that interests me at all, but every now and then they come out with a model that just grabs my attention. The only reason I have this Cherubael model is because they came out with Sanguinius.
Oh yeah, you ordered the Sanguinius too.
It's sitting here, yeah. So the Sanguinius model is the single best Sanguinius model ever made.
Because the Games Workshop one is poop.
Poop, yeah, super poops.
Super poops.
And I'm not interested in having Bill Nye the Science Guy lead my Blood Angels, so. But,
creepy, I'll take whatever stories you want to give me. Live PD used to be in Phoenix. What part of town have you been in? Because they were always in like near I-17. And the DPS troopers would pull people. They had a guy, a DPS trooper from Arizona, from Phoenix, who was on live PD, and he had been shot in the face
yeah.
The heck?
on a call. Like, he pulled a guy over, and the windows were super tinted. And as he approached the car on the driver's side, the driver cracked the window, started to roll the window down, and shot the cop right in the face. And he, went through all of his recovery and all that, and then came back and got right back on his patrol and
Dang.
continued to pull people over and had a camera crew following him for live PD. It's fascinating.
Huh. That's wild.
It's
Do
crazy
not
to watch
mess
those
with that
things.
man.
Yeah, that is a cop
Sorry, I mean
who takes care of business.
it was a really cool story. I'm sorry, you're right. That's terrible. Creepy is not going to happen.
No, Creep's like, thanks.
Yeah, Bakamar's like, Creepy's over here in training. Jen's talking about cops who've been shot in the face. I'm sorry.
Jen's over here trying to dwell on the inspiration.
But that's why I think that first responders like that, police officers, I have so much respect for them because
same.
I wouldn't want that job, but I appreciate what they do tremendously.
Guaranteed, if Creepy's going through this whole process, they are not watering it down for
No.
him.
No. You'll know what to expect. They aren't gonna sugarcoat it for you.
Or spot says smoke break, union rules.
No break union rules.
Oh,
What are you all in about?
just Creepy's comment there about the risk involved and a situation where a trooper was shot and could have been avoided if the feds communicated that the guy was armed and dangerous, and they were like 40 seconds away from the trooper, or like right there.
Yeah, there's some weird political stuff.
Huh?
Well, at least in Seattle, there's a lot of political BS that happens.
Yeah, related to anything related to police officers.
Yeah. It really sucks. It restricts them very heavily from being able to do a lot of the things that they're like the jobs require them to do.
Yeah, I know a lot of times they'll talk about how threat assessment is like profiling. It's like, I mean, he shot at me. How do we explain this?
Yeah.
Can you see the Sanguinius? It's in pieces, so it doesn't really make a difference right now. You can go on the RTLW site and see him in full glory.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I haven't gotten a chance to see what that model looks like. I bet it's sweet.
Unfortunately, it's in like literally like 50 pieces.
Yeah, I saw that when you pulled it out. I was like, holy crap.
I would have built it and painted him
Enjoying-
first, right? Because I'm super
Like
excited.
pieces.
But and unlike the Cherubael, the Cherubael has a art card from the art that inspired the model.
That shows you kind of.
But I mean, it's a different pose and all, but similar. But yeah, Sanguinius is in like 50 pieces. You know, but he's got like 3 heads.
Yeah, I was about to say he's got like a big old helmet with.
He's got a ton of weapon options. He's got the Spear of Telestus or whatever it's called, plus his sword. I think he has a second sword because he had the sword of not the sword of the Emperor, was it? He had I forget. He had one of the swords that Malcador gave him, and then he also has his own sword.
Why did you buy something that's all broken into a million pieces?
Well, you know, I'm a guy that likes to help people out, so I was just gonna, you know, do my duty and put him back together again.
Is that a lobster?
It looks like there was a little lobster in there.
It's the helmet, Jen.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a lobster. I know exactly what piece you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a part that I was. Here, we'll just dump it all out.
Oh gosh.
It has. This is amazing. I love that one.
That's a great helmet
with the laurel around it.
Oh, that's
and
neat.
it has the hair sculpted as the back of the helmet
That's pretty cool.
with the face. That one's cool. And then there's the one that has his face. This is probably how I'll do him without his helmet on. But that's
a wonderful.
That's Sanguinius. That is not Bill Nye the Science Guy. That's the way he should look. And then there's another helmet that has him in like the kind of stuff I hate, which is the hey, how do I walk through a door? But you might like that. It has the same hair sculpted on the back.
That is the lobster.
Oh, that might be what I saw. That looked like a lobster.
You know, but it's I'm not a fan of that one. But yeah, I mean the detailing is fantastic.
I think his unhelmeted face is so good and so iconic that I would probably never do anything other than the unhelmeted one.
This model is so silly.
I have to
you gotta
run out to my meeting. I don't know if Gabe,
Gabe.
If you're there,
I think
are you
Gabe has
coming
to
in
leave.
to finish
no,
this?
it's an early stream, so shouldn't
We
be.
didn't really decide.
I think his hips are separate pieces.
Well, I gotta keep the stream on anyway, or not the stream, but I gotta keep the computer on because I'm gonna do some recording after this, anyways.
Well, yeah, and someone's gotta handle the rating and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'll hop over there and take care of the rating when the time is right in 10 minutes.
All right. Oh well, Gabe said he's heading in.
Oh, okay.
Either way,
that makes life even easier.
I gotta go. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Goodbye, Jen.
Gabe is going to come in, and we're gonna swap out. I'm gonna turn this off, and when it's back on, it'll be someone different.
You're still gonna be here for the rest of the day, though, right?
Yeah. I
You
just have a meeting until 3.
Yeah. Yep. Do they have any other Primarchs? Or just,
I don't know.
You saw him.
None that ever grabbed my attention, although I don't look at the site very often, but they posted up the pre-release for this guy, and I ordered it immediately.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Because of my Blood Angels. And wanting actually, because I want a Sanguinor model that has some guts behind it. Because the GW Sanguinor model is, again, anemic.
Oh, it's so bad.
Anemic at
It
best.
is so bad. Hey, well, look, we have a Jabe.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Jabe.
What's up?
It's Jameson and Baby J. That's not how it works, Automaton. That's not what we do.
Nope. How's it going, everybody?
Oh, it's delightful.
Good.
Yeah, Baka, if you look at it on their site, it's amazing.
Gabe, we have another painted troll.
I like it. I dig it. Are you painting his club a different color?
It's wood.
Yeah, you have to buy all your own stuff.
Oh, I didn't know if you had painted it or if it was still just primed.
No, I put a base coat on it.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything crazy, but
Yeah, it's just a wood stick.
it's a wood stick.
You don't need anything special for wood stick.
Creepy. Is that different from PD? When I first moved into town, a buddy of mine said that Phoenix PD has the option. They get issued gear, but they have the option of getting their own gear for fitting and things like that, right?
Oh, that's cool.
I was gonna say, yeah, okay. Creepy said, yeah, PD like Glendale PD issue about 95% of gear. You do have the option to get your own fitting stuff, but I think they actually.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
My uncle was lieutenant and then whatever sub chief of Irving Police Department for years and years and years out in Texas. And I know that from the time I was paying attention, as a young kid, your uncle just walks in like full police gear.
Yeah.
Then he starts walking in like jeans and a cowboy hat as he gets up the ranks, you know?
Yeah, because they stop having to wear the...
Yeah, because he's not beat cop anymore.
Yeah.
And more of a...
You get into detective...
supervisor and
other
detective and all that kind of
yeah.
stuff. So. But you got to hear the journey of, you know, people complaining about buying their stuff, even back then.
Jason, how close are you to finishing this model?
Got a ways.
Looking great, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That leather looks really nice.
Heck, I mean...
It's just one coat of paint.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The leather's literally just warm brown and the...
Oh, you did a zenithal, though, right? Did you do a zenithal?
Yeah.
I was about to
And
say...
it's thin warm brown to take advantage of some of that, but yeah.
Yeah.
More, not really. It's really thin warm brown because of painting quick. But,
Yeah.
But yes, it does have the zenithal probably poking through on the leather a little bit to give it some benefit, but not something that I'm...
It's not something... It's like primary... Yeah.
I could say I did it on purpose, but I did not do that on purpose.
You did it on purpose.
I didn't.
I'm giving you the credit.
Yeah, JJ McAllister, that armor that Baby J did, you can, we have a short that he recorded that shows exactly how he did it and a methodology.
Yeah, his methodology as well. And we're
Yep.
doing a long form video because enough people have asked about that process. It probably won't be the bronze. We'll probably do the rusty metal.
Yeah, he's got the rusty metal one over there.
Yep.
But just a technique that I've shown for years is something that is worth its weight in gold as a painter to get you to get really good, you know, dirty metallics done fast. This is the same thing, just without the verdigris, doing it in steel instead of bronze.
Yep. Same exact application.
We did all of our Adeptus Titanicus models that way. It pretty much knows no limits, and once you get used to it, it goes even further than that. You can start doing things like flesh with it. As with everything we try to do, it kind of just teaches you an understanding of underpainting, if nothing else, that you can take with you into other techniques, other things, if you're not painting dirty metal all the time.
In these little eye sockets. Thinner brush to do the holes in the face part of the mask. Let's grab this guy.
Heck yeah, Creepy. That is awesome. Good news, Jason. I'm top of my class academically, but like third worst person physically. Well, that's not great, but top academically, that's awesome.
But third worst at what?
Third worst person physically.
Oh,
Well, the nice thing is the physicality can be fixed easier than the
That's true.
academics can.
Yesterday you ran 4 miles, and 2 miles of it you pushed to Tahoe. Dang.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. In Arizona, it'd be hot.
Yeah, that would suck.
These are looking cool.
Alright.
Looking pretty cool.
who's got the best weekend plans? I'm ready to hear them. It's nearly quitting time.
Mine are good / kind of boring. Well, not really. I'm going to be putting decals on a bunch of stuff. And working on some projects for a friend.
Sleeping and going to a soccer game.
A professional soccer game or a
Or your child's soccer
yeah,
game.
kid's soccer game. It's
The level
very
of excitement
different.
could be
Yeah,
good
those
for
two
both.
things are very different
Very
depending
different.
on...
Professional. Nice.
Creepy's got to study for a test on Monday. Well.
Good luck.
I'm hoping to get some painting done this weekend, but we'll see.
Awesome.
I'm also going to do some painting this weekend.
I am not.
I am not.
Are you still on still playing that space game?
I am. I'm gonna start doing modded versions of it this weekend, I think,
Ooh, that'll be cool.
because that's where it really starts coming alive. I'm hearing, and I'm already having a lot of fun. But you know, it's like a lot of those games when you start getting closer to the end game, it gets a little boring. I know I'm not all the way done yet, though. There's a whole line of really badass bad guys that I have yet to encounter. So I know there's more.
Is that what you've got on the docket for this weekend?
I have to go and hang the old closet doors at the old house. We've got the realtor wanting to do an open house and stuff like that. So
Well, yeah, you guys are finally in the process of getting that stuff sorted.
it's been listed for a while. So
Oh, really?
we would definitely like to sell it. If you'd like to buy a house, call me. Live in wonderful Central Phoenix.
Or no. No.
You have a paint taste test this weekend?
Oh my gosh.
Not with Monument, you don't. Monument doesn't support eating paint. Taking a jump to just blue-white now. White-blue.
You painting leather over there, Jordan?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
The famous warm brown striking again.
Too good.
It really is. Got that wonderful rich color.
It's too good. Don't we have to blame John Enos? Is he still in here?
Yeah, is John still in here?
That damn
'Cause
John
we gotta
guy.
blame him because this is in his set.
What are you gonna add to it afterwards? Or you just
I'm gonna highlight and then glaze it down a little bit.
nice?
It's a little too warm against the cool environment, so I wanted a little bit of that warmth because it should originate from a warm place
Hey,
of
John.
color, but it's got to be filtered over with some environmental shifting to make it all feel like it belongs. These guys are all going to be on snow bases.
Then John says he's sorry.
Why are you
I
sorry?
don't think sorry is enough, John. I don't think sorry does enough here.
How dare you?
Lord, I apologize. Yeah, warm brown is just it's an instant grab when doing leather for me now.
Yeah.
It's a color that can go well over like my standard black, browns, and umbers. It works into those very nicely, so that you don't have to change your routine, but you can warm it up with doing a thin layer of it, or like what I've done here, all my leather, I've just based it in warm brown to start, and that works really, really well. It will take any of the more yellow tones that you want to put to it.
Yep.
You want to make things feel a little bit more like, rawhide, or
Yeah, you can build it up to that
more heavily weathered stuff.
golden brown plus ivory to get that. Also helps frame some of this other color that we got going on here. It kind of just breaks up some of that on this model. Which is really nice. Helps kind of pull out a lot of this detail that you have on the back here with all this chain and plating.
What great stuff you got going on this weekend, John?
Yeah.
All your super fans want to know.
I'd see it creepy. Definitely stop by more frequently if you can.
Take it easy, creepy.
Bye. Good luck.
Stay safe. Look forward to seeing you when you're done.
Yeah.
Rumor has it John uses the warm brown on his OnlyFans channel. What color doesn't he use? I paid my $5 just to get a whiff, and I was appalled at what I saw on John's OnlyFans. Appalled. He's just willy-nilly paint everywhere. Slippery sheets.
Oh, gosh.
Cutting up 4 oak trees for firewood that you chopped down a few weeks ago. Lumberjack. The true lumberjack is in the house. Lumberjack Tim. Just cosplaying. I'm hanging closet doors.
I'm hanging closet doors.
There you go. I gotta hang closet doors. And then I'm gonna play video games and pet my dog.
I mean, that all sounds like a delightful weekend to me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm not mad at it.
I'm just gonna watch some shows, sit down, and paint models all weekend. Is kind of my plan.
I'm actually not mad at it.
Sounds like a relaxing weekend for me too. Cook some food. Man, I made some awesome spaghetti last night, which I promptly forgot to bring for lunch today.
Did you make it with the intention of bringing it for lunch?
Yes, I have 3 containers of it, like pre-made in my refrigerator. I just forgot to grab
That's
it.
the worst when you
There
make.
you go.
when you
Yeah.
make
Well, I was
something and then
worried
you
about
forget it.
bringing all my 40K stuff because I'm playing a game against Chris tonight. So I was preoccupied. Like all of my brain power was focused on that and like getting out the door. So I could have like gone back home and ate it and then come back, but
It's true. You do live very close.
I live so close
I think you live closer than the restaurant we went to today.
by a significant margin.
Even going up your thousands of flights of.
It does unironically take like 3 times as long as it takes to actually drive from my building to this building to get up and down the darn parking garage.
Yeah, that parking garage. Is,
It's so funny that, like that it's the one thing I hate about the complex is that I live on the 3rd floor and that parking garage is so bumpy and annoying.
Bumpy and annoying.
Yep.
You are a
way too
whiny
large.
brat.
I am a whiny brat. But you know what? It's okay.
He lives 3 minutes from the office.
Because I acknowledge that it's
he doesn't ever have to walk upstairs.
It is appalling at how long it takes to go up that parking garage. I was very surprised. It might be the
Well, it's because there's no
so
like
quick.
2-way traffic, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just kind of an old style.
Samson Arts with a party of 83.
Not
Oh.
possible.
We got a party up in here.
Dang.
Hello.
Big old party.
Are we streaming late?
Yeah. Sounds
All right.
like it.
All right, I've committed. I don't got anything else on my docket for today, gang. You're stuck with me.
Yeah, I don't really have much either. I got a couple of things, but those
Hey,
are...
wait a minute. This is not what you tell your boss. I know what's on your docket.
I know. It's literally written on my whiteboard.
Sam the man, what's going on, guys? What's happening, everybody? Hello. Oh.
Wad and Thor.
That was a good crack.
Yeah, well, that was my knee.
Exposed.
I was trying to pop my back, and that was my knee that you heard.
Oh no!
So, not what I was trying to pop, but it felt okay too.
What's
going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
I'm Jason. That's Baby J.
What up?
And that over there is Gabe.
Also known as Jade.
But I'm here in the stream room. I get to
That
be
is
Jade
Ugly
now,
Jen.
right?
You are Jade
Wow.
now.
He said, wow.
It's fair. It's fair.
That's fair.
He is in fact not Jen.
That knee sounds like he doesn't care for the stairs. I don't mind stairs. But force me to paint more Demon Host. Darn. Shucks.
Oh snap!
Aw, shucks.
You gonna paint some more demon hosts?
I'm enjoying this guy.
Yeah, he's cool. It's like actually like a unironically very cool model.
I'm enjoying him. I am finding enjoyment in my painting time with
That's
this
good.
particular fellow. Sam, hope you had a great stream. Welcome, everybody. If you do not know us, we are Monument Hobbies. We've been known to make some of the world's best paints.
And
Some amazing brushes, some of which have Sam's name on them.
yep. We're not great at the whole joke thing though.
We got some guy hanging out in here by the name of Ninjon. Do a paint set with him. Hope everybody's week is ending great. Your Friday's going well.
Sam says working away on an older model, Bloody Barnabas from P3. If you
Oh my
recall.
goodness,
Holy
I do
mackerel,
recall.
dude. What in the world are you doing painting Bloody Barnabas? You got a diorama going on with him? That's a great model.
Those from Sam. You're working on Barnabas. That's cool.
Money
No.
on him doing some bitchin' diorama with him, because I could see
That'd be
that.
sweet.
Pot Croc would be a good one for Sam to do a diorama with, too. Painting a model from ArtLW here. This is Cherubael, if you're familiar with the Eisenhorn series. That's what this is intended to be, is a rendition of the demon host that he wanders around with.
Unfortunate situation, that guy.
Yeah. But
Poor
Eisenhorn,
man.
I loved you.
Too bad. He
Shush,
needs
I
to-
need a demon.
Yeah. Demon over you.
You're dying. Forgive me. I don't even think he said forgive me.
It was like, we gotta do this.
I think that might have come later on when he was talking to one of his minions.
What is this from?
40K books.
Oh, okay.
The Inquisitor, the initial Inquisitor trilogy with Gregor Eisenhorn. He's a Inquisitor who has all the right intentions, but some really screwed up ways of
Methods.
doing things sometimes. And at one point in time, he and his entire warband were going to die, and so he used the enemy's wiles against them and made a demon host out of his interrogator, who was dying. I think he'd been gut shot or something. He was dying, so he turned him into
It's a bummer.
a demon host. So now he is Cherubael.
Remind me to never be friends with that Eisenhorn guy. I like being alive and not all demony.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably a good way to do it. You got to enter him in the P3 Competent Adepticon. Awesome. Large curving tree and circular painted backdrop in play. Nice, nice, nice. Can't wait to see it. Bloody Barnabas. He's a war caster, right?
He's a gator warlock, I believe.
Warlock. That's what they call him for hordes, but yeah.
He's the guy. His third iteration has him like ripping his heart out or something. He's a dead
Yeah,
gator.
because
guy.
he was like all of the undead
He's like a gator god
dudes.
now. Self-appointed gator god.
Gator God.
Yeah.
feel like Gators needed a god, so
Yep.
Seems fair.
I love that faction. That faction's super fun.
It's true, Wad. He was dying, so at least now he's still serving the Imperium.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the way everybody looks at that.
He's also still got a demon in him. The demon is not always going to do the work of the Imperium. Certainly doesn't want to.
Not anymore. Cherubael went the way of the
Dodo.
buffalo.
No more Cherubael.
But I dread to say, I think that it could be interpreted that he and Eisenhorn had one of the closest bonds in the books. In kind of a weird way. Because Cherubael as a demon was, of course, picking at him the whole time, but in the end, it
saves his butt.
I'm pretty sure Cherubael's gone now. I think they got rid of him before this.
See ya, Irish. Have a
Bye.
good weekend.
Thanks for hanging out. Gregor's actions make sense. It's a slow decline, but almost all his actions make moral and logical sense. Moral, I don't know. I get your, yeah, I would have an argument with the morality of it, but I don't know if we're talking about 40,000 years in the future morality. Like, what is morality when what you're trying to do is save all of humanity, right? I think that the way I've always looked at it is that everything made sense from a perspective of, you know, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, kind of Star Trek
Stuff.
vibe.
The logical conclusions.
Like, if you want to be here tomorrow, let me do what I'm doing. Don't worry about this guy. Don't worry about that demon host. But it's funny to watch that as he went through the process of hunting, you know, the Inquisitors who were using chaos because they were all convinced, right, that the only way to beat chaos, those who had seen true chaos at its worst, were convinced that the only way humanity stood a chance was to use its tools against them, to harness the powers of the warp, to use and bind demon hosts and things like that. And of course the Imperium looked at it as, well, that's a bunch of hubris BS to think that you can harness what these other people who came before you couldn't do. So yeah, there's a good storyline in there. It's not super unique necessarily in terms of literature, but I think it's told really well with Gregor, and especially as you start getting Gideon Ravener involved after Gideon gets debodied.
Debodied?
Yeah, on the avenue of whatever kings or whatever it was. He was there on a planet where chaos attacked because they were at the end of a was it Macarius? Lord Solar was there, and they had a big Imperial march for their victory, and the warp took advantage of all these high-end people being there, and chaos occultists that had erupted in had blown it up, and they wound up like nuking the whole avenue where they were marching during the parade.
Ugh.
And Ravener lost his body there and wound up being the chair. He was, he was a high enough end psyker to prevent most of the damage, but it took him to a
He's like the
physical vegetative state. Like, he's
Yeah.
paraplegic and
Yeah.
couldn't be alive except on life support. He basically, like I said, he became the dreadnought of the Inquisitors.
I remember
right?
this now.
So, yeah, good series of books. People always ask if we were to recommend where to start in the world of Warhammer lore. the Inquisitor series is a very, very good place to start. It's up to probably like 10 books plus short stories, but technically 8 books, 8 major books that you should be reading. I guess that's not true. I guess 9 books. One of them is kind of a compendium book of all the short stories thrown together, and then it also has a good thing at the end of it that is a tie together for the whole Beckwin, Ravener, Eisenhorn thing. A time on Cadia where he's in prison and the henchmen bust him out, even though they break every rule in the book. It makes more logical sense. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Is that he's turned into what he hated in order to save what he loves, because he's seen all of it, right? He's seen what the real deal is. But then they stifle us because we don't get the final book. Absolutely, what the hell?
Wait, they don't give the final book?
They're supposed to. I mean,
oh, it just isn't out. Got it.
There's 3 books in the Eisenhorn trilogy, right? Malleus Hereticus, Xenos, Malleus Hereticus, and then which are the 3 Ordos of the Inquisition, and then there was Ravener, right? The 3 in the Ravener series, which are his story and how he ultimately has to hunt Eisenhorn, who was his he was the interrogator for Eisenhorn, and until he got his own Inquisitor Rosette, and then the Beckwin novels, and Beckwin was a psyker. Or no, she was a Null who was under the employ of Eisenhorn.
Okay.
And then I think she dies, doesn't she? But there's a clone of her.
That sounds familiar to something that you've mentioned.
Or these
to me in
priests
the past.
put her in a body. I don't remember exactly what happened, but she has her own series as this new version of herself that everybody's hunting for, because she, through all of this weird interaction with the sorceress that rebirthed her in a new body or whatever, is the vehicle to be able to create this army of powerful Nulls. And so they've created a bunch of genetic clones of her, and that's where we get Constantine Valdor.
Got it. Okay.
And we don't have that beta. Yeah. Clone beta. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, 2K he promised to write the 3 Beckham books within 3 years. It's only been 10 years ago. No, it's only been like 3 years ago now from the last book, right? He even had an interview. But we talk about that a lot, that I feel like business guides a lot of the best laid plans over there, obviously. And you have to know that their goal has changed on where they want to go with that. I think that our assumption internally was that they were going to release 10th edition with this brand new change in the way the world worked.
We talked about this too, yeah.
I thought they were going to introduce a complete new faction. They were going to split the Imperium. They've been driving towards it with the whole Guilliman stuff and the way Guilliman and the Emperor's relationship is going. The fact that Mortarion got saved by the Emperor. We've been thinking they were going to restructure how the current Chaos Primarchs and Loyalist Primarchs are arranged. Maybe Mortarion comes back into the graces of the Emperor. Who knows? Guilliman might split off from the Emperor because he's in a weird state of mind. He's the only one that knows. Well, the only one that knows. He may be the only one that knows, right? Because of all the time that's passed. That the
Book of Lorgar.
The Imperial Truth is the Book of Lorgar. Yeah. It was written by Lorgar, who is arch heretic numero uno, and so it's just very strange that now they've decided against all that. They had this nice literary progression that pointed in a direction that looked like it was going to add a lot of nuance to the game as well. And instead, 10th edition hit, and it's just same old, same old.
Yeah.
They didn't put any narrative behind it at all.
Just so weird.
There's a couple of books dribbling out that keep the whole Guilliman thing going on, or the Dawn, whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. It's very much a letdown if this is because of some business decision that they didn't want to risk. Some board of directors that is watching stock prices decided they didn't want them to turn their world up on its head. Because how long can you have there is only war
Not that
in the 41st
long.
millennium?
Not that long.
They've been milking it for, 35 years?
A very
40
long
years?
time. Yeah.
When is the 40th anniversary? Is that 2025?
Jordan, you want to zoom out just a little bit so we can see kind of what you're doing?
Zoom out.
What you're doing there.
Is the
Just a little
40th
bit.
anniversary 2025?
Oh, not in out.
24? Is it next year? Is it this year? I don't remember. Oh no, 2K, that's not true. Well, maybe that's true about the Beckwin stuff, but the last interview that he had was only last year, and it was where he was very excited about the whole. He was talking about the Beckwin second novel coming out, and he said that it's the first time he's ever had this much ability to influence both the narrative and the game in one go, and that was talking about the last Beckwin book. That was just last year, right? And we've been talking about it ever since. So maybe it's still coming. I don't know. Feels like they missed their chance. It feels like they would have done that in 10th edition when they launched 10th edition.
Yep.
Because it doesn't really make sense to do like something in the middle of an edition. And what does 11th edition even mean? That doesn't mean
What does that even mean? It means
Tim, take it easy, man.
a long time away from
She wants to watch the Goonies while she paints Goonies board game pieces. Find that inspiration. Awesome. This is Tim saying he hates 40K talk.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of here.
You hate the concept of progressing lore in a gaming system like 40K. The point is that it's a setting that allows us to create our own adventures within it, not that it is a continuous story that we just recreate. I don't want it to be historical or being semi-historical like Middle-earth strategy battle game, but it already is, Azathoth.
It was created as such. Been like that from the beginning.
Right? I mean, that's the thing, though, is that sandboxes, while they're fun to play in, they get old. And as a business, you have to have something that keeps people coming to your deal, and the lore has pushed that, right? I mean, 40K has been lore since they decided to make up the Horus Heresy, right? It's all been based on a historical reference that bloomed out in the ability for you to make the current timeline whatever it wanted to be. But then they started making 40K books push a narrative with, I mean, really with Dark Imperium, I think is the first time that we've seen it go that way, because up until then, I don't think there was anything that really felt like it was on rails, that it had a meaning. But now all of a sudden it's changed. They brought back the Primarchs. And I think when they brought back the Primarchs and they started doing the Dark Imperium thing, I think they decided they wanted a narrative like the Horus Heresy, because the Horus Heresy is ending and it's a big monetary push. 50, 60 books in, lots of revenue, lots of people driven to 40K because of this storyline. So they need a modern telling of that story somehow, is what they think. I'm with you. I don't think it matters. I think you can have something, but I mean, we don't really have anything to pull from, you know. Even Magic the Gathering has a narrative that nobody knows about, except for deep lore nerds, right?
It does.
Have you ever read a Magic the Gathering book? I have to raise my hand and say, yes, I have.
I have.
Yeah.
I've read a few. But that was back when they were, like, good.
Yeah, they weren't bad, but this is back in, like, the early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm talking, like, Onslaught block type books.
You're saying that progressing lore is bad? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, as a thought, that it's like from 8th edition is where they started doing it again. Kind of at the end of 7th. But remember, they did it before. They had the Black Crusades. Abaddon's Black Crusade started in 4th. Right? And there were stories before that, but they started pushing that narrative in the game a long time ago. So it's been happening all along. It's just, you know. You read the original MTG books where you could mail in a slip and get a unique card? Exactly. Yep.
That's cool. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, and some of those novels were all right. I can't remember the last one that I read. It might have been something in the Mirrodin era, because that's kind of when I stopped. Whatever came right after Mirrodin, which was Kamigawa.
Kamigawa, yeah.
That's when I stopped playing.
You stopped right as a little after I
competitively,
started.
that's when I stopped playing. And then I was just casually, like, with MTGO online.
Yeah, I think I started, like, picking up cards again when Onslaught started. Or finished. And then I got into it competitively when Kamigawa came out.
Didn't Kamigawa have real-life historical figures in it? I feel like maybe they took some characters from, like,
maybe?
Like Eastern mythology.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. Again, like I said, that was when I was going to work for GW. And so Magic just faded out of my life. because I was
they got consumed by.
I was working at GW for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So you didn't play Magic?
We didn't play Magic?
I mean, I didn't play Magic when I was working for GW,
yeah.
right?
Thank you for follow,
Darth.
Spinius.
Boneyard says, I'm assuming you're asking if we have any manufacturers that. Sorry, guys, have any manufacturers that product model figures like the ones you are painting now?
I'm sorry,
I'm going
what?
to get a few from your website, but want some options. Sorry,
Guys, have any manufacturers that product model figures like the ones you are painting now? Am I going to get a few from the website?
Oh, our recommendations from models on our website.
From our website. Okay. Well, the sacrifice was super fun.
Shinobi.
Shinobi's really fun.
It's one of the biggest sellers, one of the most fun models to paint. The Shinobi, the Journeyman Shinobi, either in the small format 75 mil or whatever it's called, 100 mil, or the 1/6.
180.
The 1/6 is really, really big, so depends on what you're looking for. But Shinobi's great. Yeah, all the mine work stuff is fantastic. I've really been having fun painting Morgana Le Fay. This one's great. It's very simple, but it has a lot going on that once you dig into it, you're like, oh yeah, there's so much to focus on, even though it doesn't feel like it has, like Warhammer levels of Chinguses all over it.
Which is actually a good thing.
The Death Knight, also from Journeyman, is an amazing model.
I'll bring mine over here in just a second.
Right. There's not a bad one. Not a bad one. And then Shinobi.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool ones though. Aline is a really cool one too.
Elaine, the sci-fi.
Yeah.
Her big gun arm.
Yep.
Gun shield arm.
We got the sacrifice, which is our from Mineworks, which is really fun. If you like painting scales.
If you want to get in scale jail.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was stuck in scales. while
5
painting this for a
million
hot minute.
scales.
Just painted scales for like 12 years. But it's really good. And then we have the Morgan. Also a super cool model. Had fun painting this for our limited color palette challenge, which was super fun. I forgot how cool this model is. So
It is a very cool model.
Yep. Lots of great, fantastic options.
But no need to say sorry. I was
Scale,
trying
print,
to
paint?
make sure I
What?
read your
Oh,
question properly.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure we got
Yeah.
we answered your question correctly.
Yeah, no worries at all. I thought I was making a joke about painting scales.
Well, when you paint that many scales, you can make jokes about it. I just realized I should have put some highlights on this before I pulled the masking off. Oops.
Well,
We'll make it work.
serves you right.
We'll make it work. We are gonna make it work, everybody.
That's cool. That is something that I think I would enjoy about painting sci-fi miniatures is the clean lines of them, like they've painted the vehicles.
Yeah. I love doing like masking
Yeah.
stuff off on vehicles is super fun.
Yep.
Um,
I may just buy
The tank just to
yeah, some sort of vehicle just to paint it.
yeah. I mean, it is like super fun.
Yeah.
I'm over here like ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, we got time for that for sure. It is a little differently.
Do they do like larger scale BattleTech models?
I mean, they make that 4-inch Timberwolf you got during the Kickstarter. There are people that make prints that you can do. For sure.
I think that would be fun.
I don't think there's any off-the-shelf ones.
Yeah.
Other than, like I said, they have the 4-inch tall Timberwolf.
Yeah.
That is a thing they do during the Kickstarter as a special add-on.
Thank you for the follow, Germ Minis.
Thank you.
Wildman Ball, 52 months. What is going on, man? Good to see you.
That's a long time.
You have issues with the texture. You'd like either more or less. It's just in that zone where it takes forever to paint it well, but it's not distinct enough to be enough with just some glazing and washing. Well, yeah, because it's stitched fabric texture, right? I like it because of what the model is. I get what you're saying, though. You know, it's a lot, but it's not something that's intended to be painted fast, for sure.
Museum scale BattleTech model. What does museum scale mean? I read that and go, that's gonna be
Probably like
2 feet tall.
I don't even know. 1/35 would be too big.
Yeah, it'd be really big. I have to look at this now.
Foot tall BattleTech mechs. Yeah, you can print them out. There's lots of 3D print stuff out there that you can get.
That would be fun to do a game of BattleTech with big mechs. Could set up a big mat on the floor in the warehouse.
We'll do the purple neon. Lean into this whole magenta, violet, purpley thing I got going on in the shadows for him. See if we like that. If not, we'll move to a contrasting color, but I think I like the idea initially.
Okay, they're just the museum scales are like slightly larger. Not too much crazier. Schmidt, I feel similarly. I have too many games to play, but I don't have enough time to play them all. And everybody here keeps asking me to play these games. I'm like, I want to, but I can't. I've been to Digimon once, and I haven't been able to go again. Very sad.
You go to the store and play?
Yeah, I went to the store once.
Yeah, he came to the store once,
which was fun, and I want to do it again, but I just never have time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good crowd of people.
You going pink on the eyes?
Not really sure yet. I'm putting the purple base down to see how I like it, knowing that I can do like a yellow over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. since fixed our problem with the black not being highlighted, which is good.
We're gonna put over the black.
Hmm?
We're gonna put over the black.
It's supposed to be black.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were doing like stripes or something.
It is like a black stripe on the side.
Cool.
I just gotta pick out all the stuff that's supposed to be silver. And then paint all that. I think these rods are gonna be silver in here. Let's get this a nice little base coat. This is definitely gonna be silver here.
Yeah, I think yellow.
Yellow will look cool.
When you're a kid, they had no one to play D&D with. Oh, you had no one to play D&D with. You thought friends to play, and then their parents accused me of devil worship in the 70s. Wow, in the 70s, like late 70s?
Dang. That's brutal.
I found it in 81, right? I don't think I could, yeah, because we had moved to Richardson, because it was one of my neighbors down the street. It was probably just like you. He didn't have anybody to play with, so he took the kids in the neighborhood. And two of us were the same age, and one guy was about a year older, and then this guy was 2 years or 3 years older. He graduated high school the year I got to high school.
So about 4 years older.
So he's
then.
3 years older than I was, I think. And well, high school in Texas was
technically
it was 9th,
yeah,
but in that building was
Right.
10th, 11th, 12th.
Yeah.
So he's 3 years older than I was, and it was crazy. He was a football player. He was like one of the top linemen for
That's
the
funny.
high school football team. But he loved nerd stuff, man. He just passed away a few years ago. And it's funny because he only got in touch with me again after all those years, since not talking to him since like probably 85, 86, something like that. And then he got in touch with me a few years back through Facebook, and he was still running D&D campaigns all over Texas at conventions
That's
and
awesome.
stuff.
That's cool.
And was well known for it. And then he passed away a couple years ago at a convention in Vegas. He was going to a nerd convention in Vegas and had a heart attack and passed in Vegas.
Jeez.
But you started playing in about 76. You're talking about like the old like DIY garage books then, right? The little half-page books that were in the brown cover and all black and white. No. The ones that came in Ziploc bags. We had a couple of those. I say we did. He had a couple of those. And then I didn't have or own anything until the whatchamacallit, the modules started coming out in full page size.
That's crazy because now they're like giant books.
Yeah, their whole
They wound up doing the whole Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook.
Mm-hmm.
Fiend Folio was one I remember. It came later. Monster Manual.
Yep.
Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook were the ones that we had.
Yeah, now they come out with a new campaign book that's like 100 pages long
Huge thing.
every other month.
Yeah, they're like pamphlets, exactly. Are they the brown ones? Had the brown covers with the look like ballpoint pen drawings on it. I don't even think they had drawings on it, right? They just had like symbols and said Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, I want to paint an eyeball really quick. That sounds like
An eyeball. Like a
Yeah,
big
but-
eyeball?
the big old eyeball.
Horse Plus, that's funny. I got moved. I played center for the short time that I played football in junior high, and I got moved right to linebacker because I snapped the ball too hard.
You snapped the ball too hard.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So back then, you focused on either offense or defense, and then you played the other in a non-focused position as either a backup or a position that wasn't critical.
Yeah.
And so they switched me to linebacker because I also hit people hard. But yeah, the one of the backup quarterbacks loved the way I snapped the ball, but the ones that actually played did not like the way I snapped the ball, so I had to move to defense.
That's funny.
Blackmore has a castle on the front. Oh, okay. The dark. What did I do to the eyes? Well, we had just painted them white, right? And then I painted them white. Then I put one layer of purple fluorescent on them, and then I went back and put the dot of the pupils in there. You can still see the little dot of the pupil or the iris. And then I went in and I put yellow fluorescent over the top of all of that. So it gives it kind of a neat glow without being too over the top. I may revisit it as we get the model closer to done, but I wanted to have something on there other than just white right now. You got to get that ball snapped. Yeah. I, what do you call it? Jammed one of the quarterback fingers, the number 2 quarterback. I jammed his ring finger on his upper hand, snapping the ball.
You guys gotta learn how to catch.
Coach never blamed me.
Yeah, gotta learn how to catch.
Just, yeah, in junior high school, you have a lot more people playing football than get to play football, right? The team is a lot more people on the team than you see on the field.
Oh yeah.
And so, you're expendable. If you're not the starter, you're expendable. You're expendable. Yeah, the teeth are literally just the dark burgundy in the mouth to frame the mouth. And then I use yellow ochre on the teeth, really thin over the dark burgundy. So it's just 2 colors. There's nothing else done to the teeth. I might go and highlight because you have to, but yeah, it's just yellow ochre. Yellow ochre makes such a great color when you need, like, smoker's brown, I call it, right? You could have called that color smoker's brown. It's yellow, but browns are just yellow-orange, shaded. So, I feel like yellow ochre gives you a really, really good start to teeth on monsters, dirty characters, because it gives you that plaque color instantaneously. So if you take yellow ochre and then you go khaki over the top and then a little bit of ivory or something like that as a final highlight, you can get really dirty teeth, and then it's just a matter of how much you leave of each color showing. If you leave a lot of the yellow ochre, they're very dirty. That would be like monsters that, animals. Then as you get into like dirty humanoids and things like that, you recess the yellow back with the khaki covering it, or the dark bone or something like that, or the dark ivory or the bone color. And then whatever highlight you want, whether it's ivory or olive flesh tone or whatever, and then the more of that brighter color you leave, the cleaner the teeth look, the less you leave, the dirtier they look. And you just kind of move those 3 colors to be the style you want. Nice, Thor's paws. Back then you could cross body block. You could chip block, you could freaking take people's legs out. Nobody cared. And in practice they cared because the coach didn't want you hurting your own people. Chop block. My favorite move was to snap the ball and fall on the guy in front of me. They had a nose tackle. You just fall down on his shins. He snapped the ball and fall into the nose tackle's shins.
Sucks. For the nose tackle.
Sucks to be him. if they're running it outside. Obviously, if they're running it in the middle or off one of the tackles, then you gotta push harder. But I like playing linebacker. You didn't have to care. But football, I was not destined for football. I wasn't a big guy back then, so I was not destined for football long. They made my mom was a hippie, still is, and they made her sign a form. They changed the waiver form for football, and they said that they had to allow the coaches and staff to administer medication on the field, and she said no. So I couldn't play no more.
And our 147, thank you for the sub. 63 months.
Oh my gosh. That's huge.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
$63. 147. 63.
Been around here for a minute
Yeah. Yeah.
or
That's,
two.
That's a lot of years.
Or 5.
That's a lot of years.
Many minutes.
Thank you so much. I'm draining fast, guys.
You're running out of steam?
Running out of steam.
Well, huzzah, huzzah! I'll just throw back my legs and pollute my britches
Well,
with delight.
we can close up shop.
I think we should
We got stuff to do.
pass this bunch off into the weekend. I've had a blast. I'm
Me
really
too.
enjoying this guy. I think I need to work on all of the browns next. I need to bring some of the other values up, and this parchment is going to be one of the highest value things on the model. And I want to work some other colors into it rather than just browns. I think that's what we'll pay attention to beginning of the next week.
I forgot how much I enjoy painting tanks.
Vehicles can be really cool.
Especially when they have like cool details like this, right? Where you can get a little bit of color in there. It'll make it interesting. The weathering on this is going to be a blast. Because we're going to take it from this, right? And we're going to turn it into this.
Oh, it's gonna be nice to see you use the fake oil wash
Mm-hmm.
on the tank.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be the first vehicle we've done with it, actually.
Correct.
We've been testing it only on the dudes.
Correct.
Yeah, it'll look really cool.
We did this guy yesterday, which you didn't get a chance to see. We did this guy.
Awesome.
Yeah, it came out really good.
And I tell you what, chat, if you have not been around to see our new product, you don't know what you're missing. It will be coming out before the end of the year if everything goes well. But our I can't believe it's not oil wash is if you like painting in that style, that subtractive weathering style, we got you with a non-toxic water-based solution finally.
Yeah, it's real
It's
good.
only taken, I don't know, 100 years. Doris Paul's got to take the wife to dinner, have fun,
Have fun.
have a wonderful weekend. Is the fake oil wash an alternative to using actual oil paint? Yes. Yep. It is, as we're showing off, we've taken and shown it off live on stream as we've been doing all of our testing. These two models were identical, and then I did the, I think I used warm brown. I did the warm brown with it. It's a medium. It's a clear medium, so you can mix whatever paint color you want into it to get whatever color you want. I did warm brown. I basically just dipped the model in it and then wiped it off with a makeup sponge, right? I just use makeup sponges so you can get into tight areas and stuff, but just wipe it off with a makeup sponge. And then I dry brushed this guy. It took, I don't know, 15 minutes. You know, so you can get a really good head start on doing an army that you want to just be dirty. Baby J's been using it in a more detailed way and actually doing his army that he's spending all this time painting on.
Yeah. So we got this guy done. We did this guy a while ago. This is one of the first
I
ones.
think it's
that
one of the
did.
first ones you hit, yeah. That and some of your Terminators, right?
Yeah, we did these guys last week.
But it gives a really nice filter if you want it to, or you can add less paint to it, and obviously the less paint you add, the less of a filter you
Yeah.
get.
So here's a good example. This still has it applied, but it's a much less material added to it.
Yeah, so two totally different looks.
Yeah.
Light weathering, heavy
I'm trying
weathering.
to figure out if I want to do this or if I want to do this.
I like the light weathering on the small guys, only
Yeah.
because you darken up a smaller scale guy too much and it winds
Yeah.
up. That's what I don't like about oil washing, 28, 30 millimeter scale models, is that a lot of times it puts too much filter on.
But it does define all that detail, like
Yep.
really, really well.
Yeah, and it stays live about, I don't know, we haven't pushed it to its end game. We like to say about 10, 15 minutes. So, I mean, I literally painted, and as did Jordan, paint the whole model with it.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
You just
you
slap
don't
it on.
notice any areas where you couldn't take it off any differently. You gotta...
I'm really excited to try it on this guy.
Yeah.
Flash also a little scared.
I mean, you got to.
I have to.
You've already made that step.
He doesn't fit. These two things do not fit together.
Well, and the nice thing is, because it is an acrylic, and it doesn't, once it's dry, it doesn't move again, right? You don't have to
Right.
varnish it. You can glaze over it. You can do whatever you want to over the top of it once it's cured. So just like any other acrylic, it's just another layer of paint you've put down. There's nothing messy to it. Well, I mean, it's messy just by virtue of what it does, but there's nothing that you have to worry about, you know, reactivating it or anything like that. So once it's cured, you can start with your color thinner
Yeah.
and apply it in thin coats, where you can't do that with an oil wash. An oil wash is a one and done almost type of thing, right? When you're doing a tank, if you're doing like a spot filter on it, you get your spot filter and you do it right the first time, because if you do another spot filter over the top, you're going to move the spot filter you already did.
Yep.
So you don't get to layer with oil washes without a lot of in-between varnishing and waiting, and you can, but it becomes a very long, involved process. Whereas with the acrylics, you can literally just put a thin down color into the medium, do it to where it's very light like the other Space Marine that he put on there, and it has much less of a filter, and determine if that gets you where you need to go. If not, do another layer and build up layers one over the other, because it's not going to move the layer you just put on once it's dry. So you can get it and see, it's not quite dirty enough in this area, put a little bit more on, remove it. And so you can go through and edit your weathering like you could never do with oils, right? So in a lot of ways, it's a lot better. We're very, very excited for you guys to get your hands on it. I think you're going to love it.
It's one of my favorite things that we've been working on, personally.
Do you still use a Q-tip or white spirits? It's water-based, man. No white spirits, no solvents. No
This is
solvents,
literally
no
all I
messy,
use.
smelly, toxic nonsense. It's water, sponges, Q-tips, but just water.
Do you want me to just show him real quick? I'll do it on this guy. I ain't afraid.
I ain't afraid. Go for it.
Sure. We'll take 5 minutes and do it real quick.
Dang.
Ask and you shall receive.
Ask and you shall receive.
Now that we told everybody we're ending the stream, so got to stick around. You can't go anywhere yet. This is the big reveal.
on the model he's been waiting to do it on too.
Yeah. I think I've tested it out enough. I've got a pretty good grasp of how much to put in. It's harder to measure when I'm pouring from here.
Yeah, it'll come in a 120 ml bottle like our primers and our other mediums to start. But it's just a clear, non-tinted base. So you can put whatever color you want into it. It's not going to
And
lighten it up.
The cool thing is, if it's not enough filtering the first time, so if you go really light with it, because it completely dries, you can go over it again. So like if you wanted something like this, but your first coat was something like this, you can just do another layer over it.
That's literally what I just said.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Oh. I thought you said something different.
He doesn't pay attention to me, chat.
Christmas
my brain's-
sushi coming in.
I even
Working.
said, just like that other Space Marine you just held up.
Well, no, I did a heavier. I did a hevier one on it.
It's
I
a
didn't
medium,
layer it,
Chris.
but
Yeah,
yes.
it's a medium.
Yeah, you want to make it pink? You can make it pink.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to with it. Again, we really believe in the idea that you know best what color you want to use. We will provide you with some pre-mixed color versions of it. We haven't determined how we're going to do that yet. If it's going to be 120 mil, it probably has to be. But we have to figure out the mix on our end, right?
So I'm gonna go pretty light on this, just in case I want to
Gesundheit.
add some more.
Don't die, Gabe.
We're doing 1 drop of each of the transparents.
Black and brown?
Yep. That's my mix for this.
Yeah, and like I said, I use the opaque warm brown. But you can use transparents. You can use other acrylic colors. It doesn't have to be Pro-Acryl. It's a fantastic product.
And this will look a little bit weird right now, but
We need
when
to
it
do these
dries-
parts like ShamWow commercials.
Yeah, shame, wow.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Before you ask.
All right. And then here we go. This is just what we do.
I want to take a moment,
Oh man.
right? And think about the fact that Baby J has spent a lot of time
He's gooping that thing up.
on the dead heretic. He doesn't care. Got no
Wow.
fear. Number 147 is like, oh God.
Oh God, what's happening?
Yeah, Chris, you can do it with anything. Obviously, dark colors work really well for the kind of weathering that we do mostly on miniature, but like when I talk about dot filters on tanks and vehicles or even miniatures like dreadnoughts and things like that, usually you need a larger surface for doing that. White is a color I use a lot. Gray, light grays, oranges, yellows, browns, because what you're trying to do is create that weathered dirt and dust streaking that happens, you know, and you put gravity towards it, so you put dots on it and then you pull them down and create streaking of all sorts of colors.
Now,
And those streaks blend together and stuff. You can do that with this too. You can do dot filtering.
this is gonna look really weird because it looks really light right now, but when it dries, it will darken up significantly. Because I did a much heavier mix of medium to paint. It's going to take that translucent medium that's a little bit kind of clear, murky, like kind of white color. But as that dries and dries clear, it'll just lay all that transparent where it's supposed to be. And I'm just making sure it gets in all the nooks and crannies.
On the metal too, T-Schmidt, the whole model.
Yeah. If
If
you don't do the
if you're
metal,
gonna do a filter like this, you might as well do it on the whole model.
Yeah.
You could leave parts off. I mean, that's a stylistic thing, but yeah. I mean, he might as well dip it in it. We should sell it in vats so you can just dip your models in it. You'll notice that unlike an oil wash, when you thin out an oil with white spirits or mineral spirits, you know, you're going to have it feel more like water. It'll be more liquid than this. This has a higher viscosity to it. You're going to want to run it at this higher viscosity. It feels a little bit more like you're wiping snot all over your model.
Yeah.
You can thin it down, but you're reducing your dry time as you do.
It looks ridiculous right now. It definitely looks like I
don't know. I'd leave him like that.
snotted all over the model.
I'd leave him like that.
Bum, ba, ba.
And then we're going to take our sponge.
Get him centered up. Here, go single painter.
Yeah.
Gabe. Give
Boom.
Boom.
Giordano the limelight here.
Do you have a clean sponge over there?
I mean, you know where the whole pack is.
Oh, it's okay. Just grab a
And
cleaner
then we've
sponge.
got the Q-tips, but we only have the sharp ones. But these are really good for getting into.
I've got some of them over
Okay,
there.
cool.
These sponges are really good though because they can get into those nooks and crannies really easy.
I like them too because they're like closed cells, so they don't tear anything up. You don't feel like
Right.
you're gonna grab the model and
Yeah, it
yank,
doesn't leave fiber.
yank craps off. And
on-
leave
on
leave
the model
clumpy
either.
crap all over it.
Yeah, this might not even have been dark enough. I might have to do another coat. We'll see what it looks like when it's completely dry. But this stuff definitely you want to find kind of your way of applying it. There's so many different ways that you can use this stuff too. Because you can even, you know, just straight up blend with it on a model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just paint.
Yeah.
You know, we say that we're like a broken record. Everything we make is just paint. So you don't have to relearn how you paint. You know, if you want to do the technique he's doing now, then it's just, you know, the bravery of putting it all over your model and then taking it back off. Again, it's called subtractive weathering because what you're doing is you're removing from all the high spots the filter itself and only leaving it in the low spots and crannies so that it can create panel lines and things like that. Because you did paint it all over the entire model in the way that he's doing it now, it will also give a slight filter on all of the colors you put it on. So you could thin it down, put it into cracks for just panel lining, and then still remove it from the top areas and have a really quick way to kind of slop on panels on tanks and then wipe it off and just get it in the recesses and not have that same filter all over everything. So it's very, very flexible in how you use it.
All right. And I mean, you can tell just with that how much darker that filter got, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything. The gold is much more tarnished too.
Yep.
It's looking good.
But it still
asked if,
retains all of that.
Skulls.
Watt asked if you could mix this with something like the fluorescent paint to kind of get in the lines and do like a Tron style glow look.
You absolutely could, actually.
Yep. Same kind of thing. Just remember, it will, if you do it as a more focused application of it, and then just wipe off, take a Q-tip and go along those lines to where you just get whatever spilled out of the lines. So it allows you to paint quicker, and then take it off. Then you could do recessed areas like that in armor panels. Anything you want.
I'll post a photo of this. We're gonna be hanging out a little bit tonight. I'll post a photo of it before we get started because it'll be dry by then.
Yep. And we'll have a before and after too.
Yeah. We have a before and after that we'll post. So, but yeah, this is literally all you got to do, and it's awesome. It's so easy.
Easy.
It's crazy how easy.
Mikey
this
Mike,
is.
we finally came out with it. Even says finally on the bottle.
Does it really?
Yeah. The
Oh my gosh, it does.
That's
funny.
The Easter egg text on it is finally khaki. It came out a while back.
Yeah,
like 2 years ago.
You can see how much more that fits in now.
Yeah, it's gonna be perfect.
Fits in with these guys. Against this guy, yeah.
Always be innovating. I just hate the fact that a really great way of weathering has always required you to use heavy solvents and crappy stuff that isn't really cool to be around, especially not for younger painters who want to see that, and especially with the advent of the whole grim, dark way of painting, right? You grab a model and you really want it to look that way, but you learn you have to do oils and mineral spirits and acetone and bleh. So now we got something that you can feel comfortable with using and not have to have your entire workspace gas you out of the house. So works really well. Only needs water. Cleans up like regular paint. Thins like regular paint. You can use it. I think people will find some really, really cool ways to do blending. You know, the funny thing is, it almost eliminates the need for two-brush blending. Because you can literally take it and you just stretch it out without having to use a second brush. It just works so perfectly. So it's a great product. But all right, gang, we're out of here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Remember, if you're new around here and if you have not hit that follow button, please do. We stream 5 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like today, for the hobby lunch from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we start at that later slot at 2 p.m. and go till 5. Great times to catch up with us. We'd love to see you back here, as many of those as you can find time for. Hit all of those links that Jabe just threw up. The store, the Discord, and the FLGS will let you catch up with us in lots of different ways. You can go buy our wonderful products, all the Acryl paint. You can stand over at the store, hang out with us on the Discord, have fun, tell fart jokes, delete Jordan's messages.
You do that a lot.
But have a wonderful weekend. We will catch you on the flip side. Stick around for the raid and show some love in the chat we wind up in. We'll see you guys and gals later.
See you guys.
Bye.